because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
I love that you danced. You danced.
I danced.
She got into the groove.
No.
Just sat there like
feeling it.
That's what I always do. I was reading something.
He's
I
reading one
literally
of his
saw
100 tabs.
out of context humans on Twitter, and it was just like men after a few drinks. Do you want to drink some more? Yes. Women after a few drinks, just getting on with each other.
wait, what? That has never
You
happened.
mean like
Noel.
taking selfies and in the bathroom? After
That
too many
has
drinks?
happened.
Look, you've got to go to the bathroom together for something.
Well, girls make the best friends in the bathroom. You find someone, they're like, I love your dress. Like
Oh my
some
God,
nice
you're so
dress.
high.
You're so
Oh.
pretty. I love your
I remember
hair.
the She-Hulk interviews where she's like, it's like our own private space. Like, they'll help anyone in the bathroom. You come in crying, everyone groups around you.
They
It's like,
do.
what?
They do.
She was like, it's almost a religious place. I'm like, what? The toilets? It's like, what are you on about?
The mirrors, pretty much. The mirror in front of the toilet. I don't know what I'm saying. What's up,
It is such a
everybody?
weird thing. You're like, do you want to go and pee together? Yes. Yes, I do. So,
It's like there's the episode of that 70s show where Jackie's like, I need to go to the bathroom, and Donna's just like sitting there, and she's like, Donna, and she's like, okay. She doesn't know she gets out. Like, go with me.
I
I'll sit
understood.
down and hold it then, I go. But I don't need to go yet. I think you have to kind of synchronize. Make sure you're drinking the same amount.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so listen, I'll be honest, a lot of people can outdrink me.
No.
You're so
I'm surprised the
pretty and
4'2"
adorable.
person can't drink people under the table.
Like when I go out, Xray could probably vouch for this because she's hung out with Lee, capable gentleman. I can't keep up with him, but he's like 7 feet tall and I'm 5 feet tall. Thank you, Lulu. I forgot to do that.
No, it's true. Lee can drink a lot.
Not in like an alcoholic way, in a fancy way, because like everything he does is fancy. Me and Xray always just say, you're
Oh my
fancy.
God. That Sea of Thieves stream, and I did not recognize Lee. Like,
It's like,
I was
that's
like,
Lee?
you're not in a collared shirt, and you're in a
What are you
baseball cap?
wearing? Who
Who
are you? I know.
That's what I like when I've heard
Listen.
people talk about Drinker when he's gone over there. Like, he can drink a lot. It's like, yeah, he's Scottish. Like, what
Yeah.
did you expect? Did you think it was just a meme? No, they genuinely can put it away.
Speaking of Drinker, did you watch that video, Xray, the live that he was on? It was Pierce Morgan, right? When they were talking
my
about
God,
Baby
well,
Reindeer.
Oh, he's
I
been
said-
on
I
a
was
few
like, wait,
times now.
Yeah,
Depends
well,
which
I was
one.
like, I seen the thumbnail and I was like, is that Critical Drinker? And I clicked, I was like, oh,
Did you not recognize him without the sunglasses?
yeah. You know what? That probably was it. And I'm like, wait a minute. He's
Yeah.
talking about Baby Reindeer.
It seems very random, but at the same time, I would I didn't actually watch it because I wanted to watch the original interview first just to
That's a
get
good
the
idea.
context. And then I just forgot about watching his
You should just-
reaction in general.
During one of your driving, just put it on and listen to it like a podcast, because you don't really need to. I mean, she does make a couple crazy like looks and like, but
No,
I mean,
you
can
don't
just listen to-
say.
Not
No,
Martha.
the
I mean,
stalker looks weird. No. Does she
Yeah.
have crazy eyes? That'd blow my mind.
a little bit.
It's weird
It's just
because-
everything about her is crazy. It balances out.
Yeah. The actress that plays her does a very good job portraying crazy.
Lots
It's
of
very
practice.
similar to her, even though they never met or whatever.
That's why it's like she did it so well, because she was given all of the context of how she acted from Richard Gadd. Fox News called Gary a gamer. What did I miss?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Piers Morgan called him a gamer.
Oh,
No, but Fox did as
Oh, wait,
well.
no, sorry. Will
They asked,
Kane.
him
Will
about, they
Kane.
asked him about Gamergate, I think, and he was
Yeah.
like, well, "As a
He's
as a
leading
big
the
gamer, you
charge.
obviously understand." And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely."
I totally get it.
He did say, "I understand it though because I've been watching people's videos." So he did actually know what he was talking about. Ish.
And right away, Ginger's coming in hot, gifting a membership. Thank you so much. You know what? Last week we were so busy that we didn't do any of these. So this is for you, Ginger.
Yes, queen.
Yes.
I gotta add the Pinky and the Brain clip on here. I will eventually. I made that short and it just made me laugh. Especially the end when it was like Nerf and it's just actually a girl's face.
The same thing
Sorry.
we do every night, Pinky.
It was
Try
fun.
and stop Nicki Minaj getting arrested.
Oh my god,
Oh
I
my God.
watched that just now. Oh
Wait,
my
what?
god.
Hold on.
She got
What, you didn't know?
arrested in
No.
Yeah.
by the Dutch police.
She live streamed it.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta
like-
monetize it.
Yeah, not getting arrested. Better,
It gives her some
everything's
more street
content.
cred.
I am
It gives
making
her
more
some
money
cred.
now than you.
Look, Call of Duty cannot catch a break, right? They put in Nick Merckx, then he says something that drops up drama, so they have to remove his skin. They put Nicki Minaj in, she goes in the back of a police van. It's like, what is happening?
That's
Hold
COD,
on.
bruh.
Should I bring this up? Like, there's no footage.
You should
I
be
don't know
able
if you
to.
can-
Yeah, there's nothing in it.
Okay, hold on.
There's
hold
no
on.
music
I didn't
or
know
anything.
this. I didn't.
All the chat is like, don't get in the van. Don't get it. You don't know where they're going. And she's like, you need to tell me where I'm going. Like, you're going to the station? It's like, what is the address? They're like, they will never be seen again. She's like, what on
Hold
earth
on.
do you think is happening?
The police aren't going to kidnap you, okay? They're
Yeah.
just doing their job.
But how do you get arrested for drug possession in Amsterdam? Isn't like
No, she's
everything
just
legal
got
over
off a
there?
plane, I think. I think she'd
Oh,
just flown in.
So what
Oh,
do you
so
bring?
yeah,
Like, couldn't she
in her
get
bags.
whatever she needed in Amsterdam?
Well,
like,
obviously this is all
see, that's
alleged.
what I'm saying.
Obviously this is all alleged, but they say that to her, and she says, well, I don't have it. So she did deny it in the video.
Is this the video? Oh, here we go.
But I imagine she's come with an entourage and stuff, so you never know
Maybe the
exactly why until we
entourage
get more
had it.
details. Yeah, until we
Oh.
get more details. It's just... Because she does ask why, and it's like, well, he's already told you.
Well, I
But-
was just joking. I don't think all are. I know some, though, a pretty decent amount. I'm pretty sure like psychedelics and like marijuana are
Well,
legal
also,
there.
just because something is fine inside the country doesn't mean it's fine to fly in with it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what happened to the Stranger Things guy. The one, Jonathan in Stranger Things. He had like cocaine on him, and he got arrested, and then his character was cut down severely the next season. Yeah. Anyways, let's watch this. I didn't see this yet.
Oh, this is a different one.
This is from she posted it on she posted it on her Instagram. She's making money off of it.
Oh, it was alive. Here, I can find it.
Yeah, this
Oh.
isn't...
Okay.
This isn't it.
Because I saw the video from Twitter where she's talking to them.
It was
don't know what that
literally
is.
alive, not a posted.
I don't
Okay,
know
here,
what that
I'll-
video is.
Okay, I'll let you send it then. I don't know what's going on.
I
But today
retweeted
also-
it, so...
I wasn't gonna
Um,
have any wine today, but it's like International Wine Day or something. So
Yeah,
cheers.
this is the one I've seen.
Yep, ready?
Okay, go.
Where am I going? I have no idea where
You
I'm
have to
going.
go to the police station.
What address is that?
Oh, this is cut.
It's 5 minutes.
What's the address of the police precinct?
When you will catch your next show, we have to do it very fast, and we will help. But
Yeah, he's even like, we'll take you there,
You're talking
and then
about my show?
we'll help
Yes.
you get to
What
your show,
about
so
it?
you won't miss the show. So they were even bearing it in mind for
They
it.
will help to try to get you there.
They'll help to try to get me to my
Yes.
show.
So you get
How?
a map very quickly.
Well, they'll drive you there, love.
Do it as soon as possible. But we
But
can.
what am I doing? What am I doing? I
You
never
are
gave
under
anyone.
arrest.
I never. So I'm under arrest.
Yes.
What did you think was happening?
The nicest arrest I've ever seen.
Well,
And I'm
yeah,
gonna-
that's because they know they're being filmed. They know she's got a massive following, and so
Oh, don't
this
piss
is
off
going to
Nicki
be
Minaj's
the
crew.
most politest of polite things you've ever seen because
don't wanna
they
get in
don't want to
trouble.
end up on the news. it's
Which they still are.
Oh my
At least-
god, in America, they're gonna be like, oh, the white man.
No, but there's
course.
literally they didn't do anything. Like they didn't even like put handcuffs on her. They didn't try and make her go in there. They made her go in there of her own free will. Like you need to go. Can you please go in? And they are like begging her to go in the van by the end of this. So
Well, because the other option is if she starts making a fuss, they're gonna have to use force on live.
oh yeah, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd want to.
Well, you don't want to, but they need a very, very, very good reason. And I mean, at least this guy or guys
No.
have the awareness to not piss off her fans.
I think they would have sat
Yeah.
there talking to her for 3 hours if they needed to, and just not let her move, but be like, "You need to go in the van." I don't think they would have laid hands on her unless she like attacked one of them.
Tried
or
to
something.
run
Yeah.
away.
I think she would have had to have started
really good
it.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Under arrest for what?
Stop filming now.
I'm under arrest for what? Do you
Stop
know what
following
happened
now.
when I came
Yeah,
here?
she's
Like, are
Like-
you sure you want them to know?
Well,
Like,
no,
you
they
tell
put
her, I
this
feel like
before this video. I've seen the one where he tells her what she got arrested for. So he's already said what she's there for. She must have not been listening. But they've cut off that reason to make him look a bit more like they shouldn't be doing it.
he's being
Mm.
so nice, but
But-
he's also mean white man.
Yeah,
Like,
I think this guy behind her is like higher up because he kind of palms her off to him. I'll be like, look, can you?
You're my boss.
It's like,
You
look,
need
what
to
am I
do more
supposed to
work.
do? It's Nicki Minaj.
like, please help me. She's live in my face with this phone.
I want to keep my job. Please, can you handle it?
This is like peak America right here. Like, I'm videoing you right now.
What am I under arrest for? You might want to turn that off. Okay, you have drugs, okay?
Well, that's how the other video that I retweeted starts.
Here, let me
That
see if
it's-
I can find it then.
Well, I retweeted it. It's on Dexerto.
Yeah, that's true. A regular person would have already been.
Oh, yeah, apprehended instantaneously. You retweeted it. Ugh.
Yeah,
Well,
and it
over
even
that.
Dexerto even says it was for possession.
Psychotic Mongoose gifted a membership. Thank you so much. And Jason Webster with the 5. Hi to the beautifully congenial Xray girl, constantly on the ball with good virtue, and live wire Disparu. Saucy Saturdays underway. Thank you guys so much. All right, she found it. Here we go.
Carrying drugs.
I'm not.
There you go.
Very
Starts that
impressed.
way.
I'm not carrying drugs.
Okay. But
Okay.
It's not a question here. I think it's.
I'm
Yeah,
not
he's like,
carrying drugs.
I don't
Number
care.
one, when
I just want you in the
came
van.
here.
It's like essentially.
So can you
that's-
just chill out and come with me?
Yeah.
all
Can
right?
you just
Like,
listen to me, please?
It's like, but I wasn't doing it. It'll be like, that's what everyone says. Can you just get in the van and we'll sort it out there?
They're like, don't
he's
get,
already said-
People watching are like, don't get in the van.
Like, she is flying here to do a concert there, and they've already said they will get her to the concert. So they just wanted to go there. They'll sort it out probably as fast as physically possible, and then get her there because they don't want the drama, but they have to do it. And so, I'm not sure what else they kind of expect. Because
Yeah.
anyone else, like, if you were trying to get to your job, they wouldn't be this polite with you, or nor would they care if you got there.
Okay, so I guess we kind of got the gist of it, and then just to get the overall story, because there was an article 2 hours ago, because the first
Oh,
one
it was
was
cancelled.
Nicki Minaj get canceled following Amsterdam arrest.
Now, they
Oof.
specifically said in that video that they would
If
try
they
and get her
could.
there.
If they could. So I guess it took longer than anticipated.
Oh, that actually says exporting.
It was being so difficult. If she would have just dealt with it in the beginning,
Ex-
maybe.
Surely exporting would be if you were flying out of the country with it. I assume they were flying into Amsterdam.
It was due to fly to
Oh,
Manchester.
due to fly to Manchester. That's
she was
why
supposed
then.
to leave.
Yes.
Oh, so that's even
They're
worse.
saying she was leaving Amsterdam with the stuff, is what they're accusing her of.
Ah, okay. Well, that makes a
Oh.
little bit more sense, I guess, because like Amsterdam's no, it's probably like I don't know. I'm guessing they had like marijuana or something.
I mean, you would assume, considering they're in the airport, like something's been picked up along the way. Or they at least
Wow.
have a strong suspicion of it.
Does it say something in the article about soft drugs?
Yeah, it said at the top. But-
Then probably like marijuana because that's legal in so
Like,
many places, so it's probably
I'm not-
considered
yeah, but-
soft.
I'm not sure if soft is like an Amsterdam official definition or whether that's just the BBC's definition of it.
That's true. Let me just
okay.
put soft drug Amsterdam.
Well, considering it's not in quotes or anything, I'm assuming that's the BBC putting their own like journalistic opinion.
It was soft drugs according to the Dutch authorities.
Oh, here, Russ
Oh,
said
maybe
it's
that's
less than 4% ABV. What does that
That's
mean?
alcohol by volume. It's not to do with this.
Oh. Like I don't know things.
No, it'll just be weed at the end of the day.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what a way to start. I had no idea. I'm surprised I didn't see. But then again, I don't really scroll Twitter that much, and today was a busy day, so I guess I missed.
That was
Yeah, but the fact that I knew news about Nicki Minaj before you did is probably amazing in itself.
But you're on Twitter quite a bit.
you're
Yeah, but
the
why
pop
is a Nicki
culture
Minaj thing?
legend.
Why is Dexerto
Oh.
in my feed about Nicki Minaj? They're a gaming
I mean,
publication.
Oh, yeah.
Nicki
that's
Minaj
true.
was in was actually
Call
in
of
COD?
Duty.
Like
Yeah.
actually?
She's got a cod skin, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I
Well,
guess
there you
that's why
go.
that could be
Kind of
considered-
gaming.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
They
they had
know
the
it'll
Tim the
get the
Tatman one,
clicks.
a Nick Merckx skin, And then because they cause drama, they said, okay, let's do music people instead because they never have drama. And now you've got
And
it.
Nicki Minaj gets
But
arrested.
why
Like,
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj out of all people? Like she has the drama all around her whole life.
do you guys remember when Cardi B threw a shoe at her?
No.
They got beef.
Why
I
just
think
throw one? You might as well throw two if you're
Like,
going to
be
start.
hopping around on one heel makes no sense.
Yeah.
No, it was like I don't know that much into it, but I think Cardi B was trying to start like a rap beef, like Biggie and Tupac type thing. Like not like that, but you know what I mean? Like how rappers have beef with each other, musicians, whatever. So she tried to like fight her, and Nicki Minaj was just kind of like get this chihuahua out of here, kind of like
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
just doing my
dodging
thing.
it like the Matrix.
She threw a shoe at her, and I think it hit her bodyguard.
Oh my god.
I know.
Out
Can you
of-
imagine that?
I mean, to be
Look,
fair, that's
A
what he's
shoe
for.
at you. Yeah, better than a
Fair.
bullet.
The two of
Dude.
those girls, they're literally from the streets though, so
They
I wouldn't want to
are.
mess with them.
Did you see? I wish I could find this. It would ruin brain cells. I don't know who this girl was. I don't know if she's a rapper, singer, whatever. But this girl was interviewing her, and she was like asking about her, and she's like, "Well, what do you know about me?" She's getting sad, like rude with her. And the interviewer's like, "Well, all I know is that you're a musician, and so I'm interviewing you to learn about you." She's like, "I'm not. That's not what I am. I do music." She's like, and then she kept interrupting her.
Oh,
being
no, I
mean.
have seen that. Yeah,
She
no,
thought
I
that
have.
she was saying magician, not
Yeah.
musician. And then the
Yeah.
interviewer at the end, she's finally goes, so you want to go on record to say that you're not a musician then?
Mhm.
She's like, no, honey, I do music. Okay, you're getting things twisted.
Oh,
And she's like, no, I think you're misunderstanding me. She's like, no, you're misunderstanding me. And she got all sassy with her. And I was
It's
like,
like learn English. Oh my goodness.
Well, I did see that
I love
meme
that the
earlier.
interviewer was like, so you're gonna go on the record that you're not a musician then?
There was a meme earlier
Sass.
of like a medieval knight in full plate armor, and it's like European speaking 2 languages. Then it had like a ninja, Asians being able to speak 3 languages, and then it had like one of the mouse cartoon things looking really derpy, going Americans unable to master the English language.
If you played that clip after, I'd be like, fair.
It's fair. Listen, she doesn't represent all of us, all right? I'm just saying. I should have saved this because sometimes, like at night, I'm just scrolling through reels and stuff and just shorts and watching stupid stuff. But there was a video of different, like America, UK, Scotland, just pronouncing different words. Scotland and the UK were pretty similar, though, in a lot of it. But it was funny to watch. We'll do it with Ian and Disparu. Me, Ian, Disparu, and Xray pronouncing different words, even though me and Xray are pretty similar, and I'm sure Disparu and Ian are too.
It'll still be different knowing
and
us.
a little
so.
bit, a little bit.
If Ian's
Bang.
Scottish, my accent will not be anywhere close to his.
Well, not
Like,
even the
he may
accent, just,
pronounce
like,
it the
how
same way, you
pronounce.
just won't
That's what I
know.
mean. Yeah, just like the pronunciation. I could totally tell the difference between people get English, Irish, and Scotland mixed up, and I'm like, no, I can tell the difference. Like, someone
No,
in
I'm
chat
saying
was
you just
trying
won't
to-
understand what he's saying. He'll be like, ah, no.
Oh
He'll
my
be like that
God,
guy
yeah.
off Clarkson's farm.
Yeah,
And
someone
that's
in the
without
chat.
the slurring.
I forgot. I think it might have been this chat. I was talking about Sons of Anarchy and how I like Chibs and like he's Scottish, and someone was trying to correct me and say that he was English. I'm like, the dude literally has the Glasgow smile like in real life because he was part of gangs. He's got the. But okay, he's Irish, sure.
There are a lot of people that don't understand the difference between England
They
and
don't.
Britain. And it's like, no, that's more countries.
There's
Wait.
more than just one. It's not all just
Oh,
English. It's
okay.
not all
That's what
just
you meant.
England.
Okay. I was thinking like geographically. I'm like, it's the same.
No.
She's like, wait, I don't know where
There's
this
a lot of
conversation's
people
going.
like you'll be talking about England and they'll be talking about the UK or something, and then you go, no, they're not British, and they're like, well, he was born in what was the thing? Oh yeah, I think it was when I was talking about Doctor Who. And
Yeah,
I
Lady
said it
Grey
needs to be
Master.
told by a British person. And someone went, he thinks that they always have to come
Wait
from
for him to see
Britain.
it.
He doesn't realise that they've all been Scottish. I'm like, yeah, that's why I said Britain and not English. It's like, obviously they come from Scotland.
Disparu going after the Americans. Red coats never change.
Yes, you'll never see us bleed.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
One day we will reconquer the colonies.
Imagine if the Brits, because I don't know Vietnamese history very well, but if the Brits invaded Vietnam, What would that have been like? Because I know we have a lot of French influence. So that might have changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
Whispering trees.
You would have had a lot of like pork pies and fish and chips.
I'm really glad for the French influence. I'm not gonna lie then.
Well, because you can run away really fast.
No, that would make me sad if I didn't have some of the stuff. Like one of my favorite things is it's called banh mi, which is like a baguette, and then we have our like version of our cold cuts in there with it's not butter, but it's like a buttery mayo or something like that. It's so good.
So the grand total of what you think France has brought to your culture is sandwiches.
Yes, I'm a woman, whatever.
Okay. I'm so
our
glad we got
minds
invaded by France because I
automatically-
can make sandwiches.
I can make different
Really long
sandwiches.
ones.
It would have been a spring roll otherwise, okay?
I love how the Earl of Sandwich invented sandwiches. And then the French were just like, no, we can do this better. We just need to make them really long.
I want Xray to make me some Vietnamese rice. That stuff is so good. I don't know if you
like
can you make it or
steamed
not really.
rice?
Isn't it different than
Oh,
other rice?
never mind. No, there's different. Like it's. I've gone to like Vietnamese restaurants and they have like
It's the drier rice, but then you put like a
Chicken
soupy
and-
sauce or something. Yeah.
something like that. I went to a Vietnamese restaurant once. I actually haven't been back because I moved, but I had it before I moved, and it was so freaking good. And I'm like, why is this so different from like Chinese rice and stuff? It was like healthier too. It felt cleaner. Like there wasn't probably not
A
as
lot
much
of
SMG
Viet food is
or
like that.
whatever. Yeah, it was yummy. There was chicken in it.
Yeah. The
She's like, I
food
can
is
make you
like
steamed rice.
Well, it's just like, I love your rice. It's like all the rice is the same. It's just different like types
You mean
of
like
rice.
white
but-
rice?
Yeah. It's not that complicated.
you
not
weird
like they did
Americans.
anything to
I'm kidding. I will say Spanish rice. I like the paella. Oh, so good.
Should make you rice and gandules. You would like that. It's very yummy.
I don't know if your Chinese restaurants are the same, but I know ours are, that they basically don't sell any Chinese food. You go to over there and it's
I'm at MSG.
literally
sorry.
entirely different menus, entirely different stuff. Theirs is a lot more plain without loads of additives and things.
Which restaurants are you talking about?
Chinese restaurants. The Chinese food we have
Like in
over here,
UK?
and I imagine
Oh,
it's the same
it's
over
probably-
there.
it's
It's like
It is
nothing
not
that they
the
eat.
same.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. Oh no, they
Oh,
eat so much cleaner over there than they load it with MSG. I'm gonna say it
Yeah.
wrong now. SMG.
Monosodium
Glutamate, I think it is.
glutamate. Yes, thank you.
That's why you get like full, and then like a couple hours later, you're like really hungry again because you get just loaded with all that crap. I'm not that big.
That's what they say. I like a Chinese, but I couldn't eat a whole one.
Oh my god! Shoot the food with SMG, guys. Yeah, the food is Americanized.
I'm so ready for that.
I can't even sip my wine.
How dare you?
We just started, and my cheeks already hurt.
It just means that we're having fun. Also, happy wine day. I love wine day. Although I'm drinking
This
a
is
white
wine
claw.
day?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
imagine
At least it's
dedicating
not
a day to
truly day,
rotting grapes.
okay?
Is there a whiskey day? I need to know if there's a whiskey.
Probably.
There probably is.
If there is a whiskey day and Saucy
27th
Saturdays
of
falls-
March.
Oh, it passed. and
already
you didn't
passed.
celebrate it. How
I
dare
love how
you?
it said it was first announced by a group of writers in 2008. So one day they literally just decided we want a day for this. It's probably just when they all got pissed.
Like, you know what? We should commemorate this day every year.
Mhm.
Whiskey.
And just drink more than
In
usual.
support- In support of whiskey from Scotland,
There you go.
Canada, Japan, Ireland, and America.
There you go.
Nowhere
Disparu.
else.
It's every
They don't-
Thursday.
That day is not for anyone. If the French make whiskey, it's not for you. They just don't care.
It's not. I don't. I'm trying to think. I've never. Not that I can think of. Like I've never been to like a French restaurant or anything like that. So I've never had like straight up French food.
Ooh.
What, like
Yes.
frogs' legs and snails?
Oh no! French onion.
that is French
soup,
food.
Or I
Is-
guess onion soup. I love a good charcuterie board.
That's considered French. I've had charcuterie boards before.
No, you probably did more Italian inspired versions.
Yeah, it's true.
They're in the Alps. I love a lot of the cheeses from there. The cows, they like just roam free and wild and yeah. They age it different there too. How?
They're
I don't
grass-
remember. It was so long ago.
Healthy grass-fed cows.
My
I don't know.
favorite
Isn't that
is
what they say? Like that's the good ones. I don't know.
is
What
the
were you saying?
Welsh national dish is called Welsh rarebit, and it's cheese on toast. Like everyone else has a national dish, which is like impressive, takes a long time to do. It's part of their heritage, and the Welsh just came along and made cheese on toast. That was good enough.
I mean, we've got poutine.
I had poutine. It's good.
I mean, that's French.
it?
Well, we have French influences here too. I don't know.
It's got nothing to do with Canada. It's not
We,
even.
we
a
got poutine and maple syrup. I don't know. I think that's a Canadian dish. Pineapple on pizza is technically
Wait, so
from
poutine
Canada.
is just chips and cheese.
And gravy. And gravy. Don't forget the gravy. It's very important.
Oh,
I honestly thought you said rabbit when you
emerged-
said the cheese.
No, rarebit. No, if it was rabbit, then I would have been more impressed.
Oh my
You know?
god! By the way, I went and I bought these treats for my dogs. It was rabbit ears, and it still had the fur on them. And Rocky loves them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Ew.
We had a dog that used to eat pig's ears. Same kind of
ears
similar
aren't
thing.
fuzzy though. This was fuzzy.
No,
so
they
I-
are. These were.
Oh,
Yeah. I think.
Um,
I mean, I think most animals kind of are.
I'm so sorry, babe. The
Apparently,
pig. I
they were
mean,
very salty.
ooh.
Yeah.
Did you try it or something?
No, but you could always. You'd go and drink like empty the bowl kind of thing after eating them. And
So
pork as a whole is like salty.
I love pork though. Give me more. I want bacon. All the bacon. Bacon on poutine.
Yep. Pork belly is the best bit,
Mm,
which is
pork belly. Yeah. The
justifiably
fatty
just
bits.
the fattiest bit of the pig.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind. Which part is the when you make pulled pork from? I don't
Oh,
remember.
I don't know. I would imagine it's probably something not that impressive though, because otherwise it'd be cut into like actual
I like it though.
steaks and stuff.
I like it. I feel like I'm making myself hungry.
Probably
Sorry.
Very much.
I don't know who
so.
started the food talk. It was probably me.
shoulder.
Shoulder.
Sorry.
Thank you, Lady G. I just know it's the big,
I
like
googled
long
it. I didn't know.
one.
Ladies, you probably knew it off the
Oh my
top of
God.
the head.
I say things. Bless you.
I didn't hear
Joking.
you. What did you say?
I said it was the. I'm glad I didn't say the whole sentence. I said it's the big long one, and I was thinking in my
Oh,
head
it's
piece of
Come
meat.
up again.
But I didn't string it together. So you can't make a clip out of that.
No clip for you.
No clip for you, internet. Not you, psychotic mongoose. I know you.
He's waiting. He gets all of them. But thank you for that because he gets
It's like his
good
finger was
ones.
over the button as it was happening.
Just waiting. Maybe. Jason Webster, thank you for the Australian 10. With a breakup, it's a heartbreaker. For a time, it's like there's always something there to remind me. Then you find something special. Someone special. Things are like, can't get enough of your love, baby. I know all those songs. Thank you so much for the 10, Jason. Actually,
I didn't know there were songs.
those were songs.
Me neither. Glossed over my head.
Yes.
Justin
Oh,
Barnes,
there's always something to remind me of her. Yeah, like a cliff.
thank you. Is your TV on Wicked? Better check just to make sure. Sorry, there's some background noise today. It'll chill out. And Market Reality gifted a membership. Thank you. Oh my
queen.
Yes.
We gotta make up because we didn't do any sound yesterday or last week because we were just so busy, and it's harder with guests because we're trying to keep up with
Keep
everything.
the flow.
Yeah. So you're gonna get overloaded with the clips today. Okay, so
I'm not
what
sure how
we-
that's how it should work. You have to make up for it.
Double the clips.
Bring in the clips. It's like the Lower the Globe from Austin Powers. Bring in the clips.
Bring in the
Xray's doing that.
globe.
Like with the 9-9. Bring in the clips. Sorry, I don't know. I've had a couple sips of wine. Maybe it's hitting already. What
With
story?
Where's
wine.
Glossy today?
We're Switzy already. What story should we cover first? What do you guys want? We're so organized. I don't feel like any other stream does this. They're just like ready.
Bring
We're like, what do you
up-
want to talk about?
Bring
No,
up
I think
the...
every stream done this, except like
okay.
side scrollers,
Oh
where
yeah,
Blabs
'cause
comes in
they're-
with a list.
Uh,
I'm surprised she doesn't have timestamps in the background. You've got
she
15
probably
minutes. Go.
does. She Probably does.
Let's go.
20 minutes for the next one.
She's sitting there with that, like, what is it? Like not a it's like a calculator, but the one that prints out, and she's just like going fast, like, all right, you're on, go. She's gonna have a
Like
cigarette
the
one.
ticker tape. She has to give everyone a number.
Okay, bring in the George Lucas
Oh, yeah,
clip
yeah.
from
That's a good
Cans,
one. Okay.
and go to 140 because
It's long. Okay.
yeah, it's 10 minutes, so I don't want to go through all of it.
Okay. Here we go. We're on it. Let me share.
We run a somewhat tight ship here. It's just, I think it adds to the charm the way we run the show.
Okay, so Saucy has topics. Yeah, we do.
Somewhat. It's more
basically-
like guidelines.
Yeah.
It's wicked. Here's what I've seen on Twitter this week.
Absolutely
Go ahead.
facts.
I hate when it does this. Come on. I fast forward it and it's gotta like load.
Oh yeah, Twitter does not like you skipping things or changing anything or even playing from the start to the finish.
If you Twitter,
You may just have to refresh it. That's what normally
hold
works.
on. Let me redo that.
I mean, there's a Hollywood Reporter article that also summarizes it in text form.
here I have it, and it looks like it's loading on mine.
All right, there we go.
That makes a change.
I know, that's weird.
More Hollywoody kind of movies.
Why do you think the Star Wars saga has marked the audience and crossed generations until today?
Well, it's about. It was designed as a film for 12 years old.
It's not a film for 12 years old.
Say, you're going through puberty. You're very confused. You don't know what's going on. Who am I? What am I doing here? What should I do? Where should I go? What's my life going to be? And so I said I wanted to make a movie for them, and I wanted to make it entertaining. And when I was that age, I liked to watch Flash Gordon and Republic.
I mean, is
serials
this
and that
supposed to
sort of
be
thing.
like some big, massive movie from the greats answer of why do you think that this movie has gone across generations? Well, I made it for 12-year-olds, and then I decided that it should be entertaining. It's like, oh, tell me more. It's like, they'd never come out with anything about why it was good or what was great about it, what he put in it that was actually hung in with people. It's all kind of flowery language. Well, I thought it should be entertaining, and it was for people, and they enjoyed it. Is this guy supposed to be some kind of genius?
I mean, I don't really watch a lot of interviews with George Lucas, so this
No,
is
me neither.
news to me.
I don't watch interviews with him either, but from what I've read in this interview, it really seems like he just basically lucked out. And he wasn't actually able to repeat it in the prequels, and then basically sold the company for a load of money. and that's his history. And so people ask you, why do you think this was successful? And he doesn't seem to know, judging by this
Because
answer.
I don't think he actually does know, maybe. I don't know.
He had an original story that people liked, really. I mean, there's not I feel like these, especially film, like he created arguably one of the best trilogies, people or stories, whatever. People love Star Wars, at least the originals and everything. So they want some epic reasoning to how he came upon it, but he probably just had a little bit of an idea and then just started building on it. Obviously, he was young, and there might have even been drugs involved. I feel like back then a lot of them did like drugs and stuff.
Your
like psychedelic
imagination
stuff.
opens up when you are
Yeah.
on drugs.
Yeah, like psychedelic stuff. A lot of like look at the Beatles. Like they're one of their most famous albums. Weren't they all like on acid and stuff? Like it's back in those days, and this was what the 70s that he wrote this, right? So there's probably no epic explanation, but he wants to find one, so he just like digs for it. Just like, you know what? I had this idea and I thought it was cool, so I wrote it down. That's
Mhm.
probably really all it is, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And
Well,
I
he
think
says-
there was influence from other people too, which I think was lucky for him.
Yes.
Yeah, he was best friends, or maybe still is, with Steven Spielberg. And back then, Steven Spielberg was on a roll. Hasn't been great lately, but I mean, he did a lot of really good movies.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't
Well,
know. Was-
just the idea that he's written it for a 12-year-old, and that the reason why people like Star Wars and didn't like the prequels is because they grew up, and so they didn't like children's stuff anymore. It's like, just listen to yourself. There was a load of adults that like Star Wars, and then they still liked the original series even as adults, and then they watched the prequels and didn't. And you're thinking, well, you've just grown up. It's like, are you just
Yeah,
saying they're bad movies? Because if a child likes your movie and an adult doesn't, it is a bad movie. Like, you're basically saying children are easily pleased, and that's your
Yeah.
reasoning.
That's true. So that's the thing with Disney now too. I forget what I read or watched that said this, but I agreed with it fully that Disney is writing crap now. And we when we were kids, we got great stuff like the Disney Renaissance and everything. That I don't think they're ever going to top that, unfortunately.
No.
But when they write something, they use the excuse, well, it's for kids. It's like, well, don't kids deserve to have good stuff? Because I had good entertainment.
Their
growing up.
original Disney movies were great.
Yeah,
I
so,
still watch them.
Me too. I love Lion King is my favorite movie. It just stuck with me since I was a kid. It was just beautiful. The music, like you hear certain songs and you just feel like and Disney doesn't do that anymore. So, but that's, to me, it is so stupid. Like, yeah, sure. Like kids are more easily entertained. Like when you look at like silly jokes, like an example is the Knuckles series.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be writing for that. Like, if they are easily pleased, you shouldn't be like, well, I could write anything. They don't have any taste. Like, that's a really bad thing to do. Like, I'll have low standards because they do.
An example, it's like in the 90s, kids stuff had jokes in it that weren't like gross for adults, but jokes that would make the parents laugh that were watching it. Like, it was a family thing, not just kids. It was a family thing. And that's what they should stick with, but they don't. They're getting not that they're really writing anything original these days. They're just doing remakes of live action crap and making it worse.
But that's also what Doctor Who was. It was a family show. It was designed for literally everybody because that's what most things were. And I went back as an adult and watched Beast Wars, which is 100% a kid show. But it's still amazing because the morals and like the stories in it apply to everybody because it's basically just about life. And there's even a bit in that where one of them finds out essentially a tablet from the future that has written down his life. And he comes to the idea that I need to try and change the future because if I can't control my own life, there's no point in living. And so he sets up this situation where he will either die or disprove this kind of fate-written prediction of the future. And that's an incredibly complex idea for like a 9-year-old. But they still treated children as if they had some kind of intelligence. And in this, he's like, they're only kids. That's why they liked it. It was crap. Seems like stupid.
Beast Wars. I said Beat Wars. Beast Wars.
Transformers Beast Wars.
I think I watched that when I was a kid.
It was like an early CGI animation.
Oh, okay. But yeah, back on it doesn't even have to be like Disney animation. The Amazing Spider-Man show in the 90s. Everyone's but so many people, their favorite animated series is the Batman animated series. It still holds up so well. You don't get anything like that anymore. Animation wise, they drew on black paper to give the Gotham feel. They don't go that hard anymore with trying to come out with quality content. Even though, so I liked the Amazing. Was it the Amazing Spider-Man? I forget the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s. That was my favorite. I actually didn't watch X-Men, not because I didn't like it. It was just like I watched what my brother had on, and I watched Power Rangers and stuff. I just didn't watch all of it. I do want to watch X-Men now, though. But
because of 97?
Yeah, I want to watch the new one or the old one, and then I'll check out the new one. But my point is that as adults now, we can go back and watch that stuff and still enjoy it. Like even Batman Beyond, that was great. I would have wanted a live action Batman Beyond, not the way DC is now, but that's the point I was getting at, is that we could still enjoy cartoons that we liked as kids. Kids these days, they're not going to want to go back and rewatch the stuff, I don't think. Like, depending on what it is, maybe, but it's not quality stuff. So it's like, oh, I loved this when I was a kid. And then you go back and watch it as an adult, and they're going to be like, oh.
Well, you want a reason to watch it. Telling a story, it shouldn't be just like the message, but an overall arcing morals or saving or just something positive that's very humanistic and that we can relate to, not, some of the stuff that we get. Women are amazing, men suck.
Yeah, that's stupid. The Mary Sue stuff. Yeah, like a silly example would be like the Goofy movie, right? He's trying to make a bond with his dad. Like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, why doesn't he just let Max do what he wants? Then you watch as an adult now and you're like, Max, be nice to your dad. He loves you. Like there's stakes. And even with like Aladdin, you know what I mean? There's stakes. Just there's no stakes in any of these movies anymore. And it's like, ugh, I don't want to watch it. It's boring.
Exactly.
You gotta see the hero fall and then rise back up, not just Ray. Oh, I know how to do excellent lightsaber combat. And oh, what's this button do? I'm flying the Millennium Falcon like I've been here forever. Stuff like this.
Well, she probably had knowledge passed down through a genetic memory from all the women in her lineage. That's what Echo has.
Oh, that's. I was gonna say that's Echo. Wrong show.
No, it's probably that's probably what they're
Wrong
now
show,
going to say.
same
Women
story.
have. The women just have inherited. Well, I suppose they do. They're like women have inherited genetic trauma, and so they're probably like we now pass down our strength from one another.
They're
It's,
witches.
Yes.
Now they should go to the stake, is what I'm hearing. Yes, we said steak quite a few times.
Steak
All
is
right.
delicious. All right, let's finish this 10 minutes
This
later.
little,
Let's
this
finish
little
this.
section, just this little section.
And so I
Yeah,
said,
this
well,
is why I think the
I'll
Hollywood
base it on
Reporter is
that.
All right, let me back it up.
Sit on that, and then I'll plug all this other stuff into it. And that's really what I think. You know, when I did it, everybody said, "Oh, spaceships! Let's just put spaceships in a movie." And I said, "That's not what it is at all." And so
It doesn't look like you know what it is.
It's it's much more than just an action adventure film.
Was there
Okay,
a
so what is
moment-
it?
I don't think he
Say
knows.
something.
He doesn't know. He doesn't
just
know.
trying
That
to-
was a lot
he's
of words,
just
but he didn't
word-
say anything.
He's word vomiting right now. Like, this
He
might
said-
sound good, so let's just say it.
He said it's a kid show. It talks about being a teenager and growing up. And some people wanted spaceships, and he says, no, it's more than space. Okay, so what is it? Like, what? He asked you why it was a success, and he was like, well, it's always been a kid show. What?
What?
You say it's a group effort of work and luck. And I think that's the best answer you could give for something
No.
like that.
Now, the Hollywood Reporter, I'm going to share that article, because it actually gives highlights of everything's frozen. Oh, there we go.
Oh no!
Uh-oh,
Just
too many
we're gonna
tabs
lose this-
open, too many tabs.
Yeah, there's like 48 of them, and it doesn't crash until I do StreamYards.
Get rid of the Velma tabs. It'll clear everything up.
No, the Velma tabs must stay. But yeah, that's the bit where I hate the Hollywood Reporter. All it does is scroll upwards. See? No, it's the website every time I tell you. You'll actually see it on FNT whenever it's pulled up, and Quote Black Garrett has the same thing. Yeah, it doesn't have faith in it anyway. Oh, where was it? There's the 12-year-old stuff. Now, in this, I'm not going to highlight because it'll fly up again. Critics and fans who have been 10 years old when they saw it, they were publicly trashing Jar Jar Binks. Everybody said the same thing about 3PO. We should get rid of him. When they said the same thing about the Ewoks, the little teddy bears, said this is a kids' movie. We don't want to see a kids' movie. It goes, it is one. It's always been one. In other words, we don't like it. And he went, well, I've just made it for people with lower standards than you. It's a stupid attitude. And then he goes and says, I defended the decision to go and clean up the original trilogy, where he literally went back and retconned stuff.
Yeah, he got
For
so
new
mad
modern
that people were mad
sensibilities.
about that.
Yes. It's like, oh, he shot first. No, he didn't shoot first. He defended himself. We can't have Han Solo shooting first. Yes, you can.
You
That's
totally
exactly
can.
what his character would do, and he was right to do it. Because if he hadn't done it first, he was going to die, because he would have relied on the other person to miss. So obviously he was going to shoot first, and he was justified. But I'm a firm believer that the director, or the writer, or the filmmaker should have the right to have his movie be the way he wants it to be. And I don't think they've got the quote here, but I put it in the chat before, and it's something like the artists have the right to. I think because Variety covered that one. The artists have the right to do anything they want. When he didn't like the Sistine Chapel, he went and edited it and changed it all and made it perfect. Like, all you've done is destroy Star Wars after people liked it. You went back and retconned it. You changed what lightsabers were. Lightsabers, and people are like, oh, well, Disney's made them so they're not dangerous. He started that. He came out and went, lightsabers can cut through anything. Nothing can stop them at all. And then the next thing, everything can stop them. It's absolutely ridiculous. And
You
all he's
cannot
done...
die from getting stabbed with a
No,
lightsaber.
Yeah,
I
but he started that with his changes by nerfing them.
I actually have it's only on my computer, so it's the only place I can watch it, and I've had it for years. I have the despecialized version of A New Hope, and it looks so good without the extra stuff that he added. Someone went through and removed all that extra stuff, and I'm sure you can get all of them despecialized, but it just looks so nice. And I'm like, why did you have to make the changes? And the fact that he got so mad that people were upset about it, it's like, people liked what you did with little money. Your original vision with less money looked good enough, like great, and people loved it. And then you went back when you got money and added extra stuff, and people didn't like it. Why are you mad about that? Like, you did a good job with what you had. I don't understand that, but I don't get Hollywood. These people are freaking weird. What do I know?
yeah.
I'm just a girl on the internet.
Well, that would be his response. It'd be like, well, I'm a billionaire. What do you know? It's like, Yeah, but it seems that you
Exactly.
just
That's why
locked
I
your way
say
into it.
first. It's like the Eminem thing, right? Like when he disses himself in the rap battle. My thing is always, I'm just a girl on the internet. What do I know? So you can't come
Well,
at me for it because I'm aware of it.
All right. There was a couple other lines that were quite interesting. So this is about AI in film. Oh God, really?
Yeah.
There we go. Twitter strikes again.
I think that's in the Variety article as well. He says something along the lines of AI will be used. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. And then he uses the example that I've used before, where it's like people that wanted cars to come along. You can't just stay there and use horses. It's like, yeah, exactly. This is technology. You could not like it. It'll still happen. So you might as well get used to it.
Animation, sound, you changed the history of cinema. How do you feel about AI, the use of artificial intelligence in this industry today?
Well, we've been using it for 25 years.
Sure.
And it's not AI, but we use all the digital technology because we pioneered a lot of that, especially at ILM, because for a while they were the only place that was doing digital. But the thing of it is that it's inevitable. I mean, it's like saying, I don't believe these cars are going to work. Let's just stick with the horses. Let's just stick with the horses. And you say, yeah, you can say that, but that isn't the way the world works.
What will cinema become?
Okay. And
But that doesn't matter, Ian. Like, it doesn't matter what they do. It is going to happen.
it is
And
going
you
to
can not
happen
like it all you
for
want.
sure.
And it's the same way. Nobody really had a problem with like the printing press. It's like, well, it didn't plagiarize. Nobody did get a lot of people to lose their jobs. Like there was robots. Everybody that used to make clothes and stuff or knit wool, it all got replaced by machines. People have always been losing their jobs to technology. The difference is it was always happening to like the laborers. And now people are getting annoyed because the creatives have happened. So rather than going from the bottom to the top, it's now the top down. It turns out creatives are the ones which will be replaced next, and there's still going to be a load of laborers which are required. Which is why
Just
I think it's got such a
different
pushback, because people that thought they were safe are suddenly affected by it. But they
Well,
never had a
and that's the
problem when
thing.
self-service checkouts were replacing people
Oh my
in
God, that's
supermarkets.
like the prime example. Or like there's self-driving cars now. What's going to happen to truckers? You know, you don't care as long as it's not affecting you. But oh my God, now that it's
Once it
affecting you,
affects you.
Yeah.
wah.
And it's like all those other things happened. The people losing their jobs didn't like it either, but it still happened. Because this is a business, and the AI will be cheaper than the people doing it. And I think they would have had a bigger argument if they hadn't spent the last years just attacking everybody.
Or
But
on
now-
strike.
Let's say actors all lost their job tomorrow. Would anyone care?
No,
Like,
no one
they-
cared during the strike. Everyone was just
Well,
like
yeah,
playing
exactly.
the small
And the-
violin for them. Nobody cared.
People care even less about the writers when they were doing it because you don't
Yeah.
even do anything good now. So it's like,
It used to
Yeah.
matter. I remember, I don't know if we talked about it on Saucy, but I think we definitely talked about it like in the group chat when before this writer strike, the last one. I remember, and this is when like Big Brother, I know you're not into the American one, Disparu, but when it was arguably still good, they had to do 2 seasons of Big Brother. And I remember my mom and her boyfriend were just like, I don't care about this writer strike. We get an extra season of Big Brother. They were happy. They're like, go on strike.
Well,
And it's
more human than some of the TV shows that you get nowadays. Like
Mhm.
I love reality television. I grew up with it and I prefer it over a lot of the scripted television nowadays because I get to see actual physical real life love stories, hate, battles, and just human emotions that you don't necessarily always get with TV shows.
That reminds me, I
Well,
gotta send you this video I watched where this girl interviews someone that kept themselves they didn't want to be known, like who they were on Bravo, kind of exposing some stuff. And I was watching the video, I'm like, Xray would like this. Maybe you guys could talk about it on Poor Choices. I'll send it to you. You'll like it. It's juicy. But,
I've not seen all of it, but you might like on Netflix. It's called The 8 Show, and
The
that is The 8 Show.
Oh.
That is a Korean show about a
course it
reality
is.
TV show. The people are calling it like Squid Game, but it's actually, if anything, the opposite of Squid Game, because one of the
No one
rules
dies?
is nobody can die or the game will end.
Oh,
But it gets quite dramatic, and there's a few twists in it. It is
It
what other people would
depends.
call a slow burn, but I'm up to episode 4 and I still like it so far. So
So, the chat.
Leave
Some
it
of it is scripted. Depends on the show. Some of it's manufactured, of course. The producers do push people sometimes
do.
with certain questions, like in The Bachelor,
Production.
Bachelorette. They will force things to happen. They'll be like, "Don't you think it's a good idea to go say hi to him now? Like, you know, it's your time."
In the video that I'm going to send you, and it was somebody who worked on Bravo and exposed like the Real Housewives, Vanderpump Rules, stuff like that, that producers would be like, while they're recording, they'd have their phone up and be like, say this, like things like that. And even like with Big Brother, like you sign NDAs, but there's been people like maybe after it passed and they could say stuff, they come out and say
Big Brother
production
wasn't
gets
scripted.
involved.
I thought when
production will
it
get
has money
involved.
involved, you're not supposed to be as.
Yeah, ours wasn't scripted at all.
There was and this is funny because this wasn't like, you know, how on the internet we all catch stuff. My mom's boyfriend was just so into Big Brother, and he even watched like the live feeds and stuff, and he caught something, and he used to record on DVR, and I seen it because he recorded it and showed it. He was like, "You guys got to see this," and I'm like, "Okay." He had the tea. It was somebody on the live feeds talking about like, well, the script said, and then it cut right away from the live feeds, like the fish, because somebody was like, well, the script said to say this, and they cut real quick, like, oh crap.
Yeah, ours
So-
isn't like that. And our 24-hour shows, literally like 24 hours. In fact, the entire point of the Big Brother here, because I think we started it and then we sold it around the world, was that they weren't allowed to see anybody else. The entire point that you only get to see this many people in one house was what caused the drama. And so, yeah, they'd put them in situations, like they'd give them games, and if they knew two people were like falling out with each other, they'd make sure they got together in one room so they would put people into situations, but what happened was natural.
Yeah.
It's like Clarkson's Farm. Like, yes, it's all scripted. Oh, we're going to try what happens with a drone today. And they know
Some
it's going to
stuff
mess
still
up.
happens.
But it's like a mix between
like
a scripted situation, but what happens naturally is where the entertainment is.
So another thing that we probably can't pull it up here. You guys look it up later if you want. It's another Big Brother thing, but this was something like, and this was back. I do believe that back when all this first started, it was like a social experiment, and they really just kind of like, here, cameras on, go, and they didn't get as invested in it. Right, production just kind of let what happened happen. Probably got involved a little bit, but there was one season of Big Brother where this guy, like, he had a knife to the girl's throat, and he's like, what if I just like killed you right now? And they were really drunk, and it was like nuts, and they had the production had to get involved. He got pulled off, and it was like, that was not scripted. That was nuts. They were like really drunk, and they were like messing around, like, oh my god, like stuff like that's weird. But I don't think
and
we
that
had a
was
woman that shoved a wine bottle up herself. I doubt they scripted that one.
definitely scripted. No, and there's been other moments on the live feeds. I remember one season there was one guy, they never really showed it, that he was like supremely racist. And
what?
Like he just would say a lot of racist things.
Oh, there was stuff like that.
I want to know the words.
Wait, what show? I'm gonna check it now.
Big Brother. It was a dude. I don't know which dude, but there was
a couple instances with that. There was one recent where now they're getting too sensitive. So there was one season just like a few seasons ago, where all of the black people came together and they called their alliance the Cookout. So then the next, you know what I'm talking about? And then the next season is probably might be what you're talking about. The next season, and it was like this young kid, like white dude who he did not say anything racist. He was just like, he's seen all of like, we'll say the different races, like the black people and other non-white people getting together a lot, like quietly. And that's when you think they're forming an alliance. So he mentioned something like, maybe it's going to be something like the Cookout. I didn't take that as like any type of racist, but then he got attacked for it. They were so mean to him. He was really young too. And they were like, he got marked as a racist for saying that. And it's like, what did he say though? And he wasn't wrong either, because they were forming an alliance.
But that's the problem, is that because it wasn't the black people doing it, he was white, that he got in trouble.
And a white male at that, just like the worst thing to be nowadays. Poor Disparu.
Because the point of the Big Brother show is to have supreme paranoia. Who's talking to who? Where are they going? I think the show being stuck in a house with no contact with anyone and just silence, no music. You're not even allowed to sing when you're in the house. It's really, it's crazy. And that's what breeds really good reality television, unfortunately, but you know.
That's a good point. Yeah, the Jersey Shore stuff definitely. The one thing worked, and they just went full. Like remember when Snooki got attacked? The guy,
when she
that
got
was
punched?
real. When she
You know
got
what?
punched 'cause she
It
got
was
really
so
punched.
scripted that she would get arrested.
After
That you know,
where's the beach? Where's the beach?
the Ron drama with his baby mama when she like ran him over with a car. Definitely scripted, guys.
I love the old school. Not love it, but it's just like funny. Like with like Sammy, like, are you friends with her? And like, and then when like Ronnie tried to throw her off the bed and she's like surfing on the bed, she's like, I'm traumatized.
Run! Stop! Stop! Run! Stop! Oh my god! All the
Bruce
time.
checked out. He's checked out.
Well,
He's like, I
yeah,
don't know what the heck
like
you're
well,
talking about.
it's American Big Brother. Like, who cares? The best. No, seriously, the best. What's it called? Reality television show I've seen was the Korean one, The Devil's Plan.
Yeah.
It was by
Enjoyed.
far the most entertaining
still
thing
gotta
and
watch
stimulating
that
everything.
one.
But no, you're on about you know, what people were calling themselves. I still think they should be in it.
Chicken grease in my soul.
I'm digging this.
That's how I roll.
That's how I feel when I eat fried chicken.
Fried chicken is bomb.
This is an AI music.
Give me that bucket. I think give me that bucket.
Bucket.
Bring the licking
Oh, it gets better.
It gets better.
That secret recipe keeps me up all night.
You haven't even hit the crescendo yet.
Gotta have that crunch, that wonderful spice.
I'm loving this way too much.
Baby, it's a chicken paradise.
This is amazing. I've listened to this like
Fried and crispy, can't resist me. KFC.
Now we know how to get Disparu to dance.
It's amazing.
Chicken song.
Come and get it. That clock is ticking. Fried and crispy. Don't you miss me. KFC.
I love this so much.
It's great.
Let's get lost. Oh, keep the coast low. KFC is the gravy gospel
Like, this is my favorite bit.
Gospel.
in my soul.
Yeah,
Disparu,
it's just chicken grease in my soul and KFC is the gravy gospel are the best lines of all time.
Raider was
love
like,
that.
chicken song. 5463 for you guys. Thank you so much, Raider.
Aw. I love
It was
fried
Mike
chicken.
that put me onto that song, and I've like
Who put it
unironically
on?
listened to it.
Mike?
Epic
Yeah, Epic
Mike.
Mike.
Thank you,
He
Raider.
plays it on his stream a lot, but that's where I first saw it.
Did he do the? Are you upset that he straightened his hair? I forgot. Somebody was
Yeah,
worried
he's
about
brought
him
it
in one of
back.
my streams.
He
Okay,
said
so
he
you're
felt
okay.
sorry for everybody, so he brought back the throw.
Look at his Twitter. He straightened it, and
Recently?
He
What
did that.
now?
There
I
was
mean, he
people
streamed like
in-
yesterday.
Well, it was like a few days ago, but when it happened, or like a week ago maybe.
Wait.
But when it happened, someone was in my stream like, "Wicked is Disparu." Okay. Like straightened
was
his
it?
hair.
I never saw it. I only
straight
heard him
hair?
say he brought it back.
Oh, look, it's
Oh,
somewhere
because I saw
on
him yesterday. He had a wild looking
curly.
hair.
Okay,
no, yesterday he said he brought it
he
back.
hot combed it. He hot combed it, and maybe it was just for a couple days. I'm sure it just gets wet once. Like
I've never
regular hair,
even-
it goes back to what it's supposed to be.
I've not seen it, and he
Um,
tweets like a 12-year-old girl, so I don't think I'll ever find it.
I'm looking and we're on I'm only 2 days
Look
ago.
at his,
Yeah.
look in his
The heck?
media. Look in the media because it'll show like pictures. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
While we're doing that, let me catch up on super chats, guys. Thank you guys
But
so
it also
much.
shows all his memes, which is all he posts.
He posts a lot of memes.
Oh no, I found it.
Mark of
Can you share?
reality for five.
He's only taken like half the picture though.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, he does that. France went into Vietnam to protect their rubber trade. Michelin tires was a big deal to them. Everyone thinks that my little Stay Puffed man is the Michelin man. He's in the corner
He's
now.
so cute. Well, only
He
because his
is.
head's showing, maybe.
I know. I'm gonna keep him there. He used to be back there where Buffy is. But thank you so much, Mark. All right, let's look at Mike's hair, and then we will continue looking at the super chat.
Oh yeah, he looks a little crazy in this photo.
Yeah, he's got chicken
You know,
grease
I
in his
love-
soul.
I love that people asked. Oh, you got it. Okay. I love that people asked if Disparu was okay. Though I was playing a game, and
Yeah.
people were like, "Is Disparu okay?"
I
Mike,
would be horrified.
did you-
Oh, this one
I
2 weeks ago.
It's like he's gone
okay.
for like
See, I don't know. I don't know the concept of time. I'm like,
John
"That's a few
Wick
days
from
ago, a
Wish."
week ago. Someone was like, "Oh, Mike found the right there. Mike found the hot
Wow! Wow! He's the Netflix John Wick.
yeah, Netflix John Wick.
Love you, Mike. I'm so sorry for making that joke.
He loves it.
I actually legitimately feel bad.
Disparu's like, I'm not sorry. Don't you ever do this again. He looks metal
Wow.
like that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I
Here,
do
let
have.
me-
Oh wait, go share that. Go with that, and then I have another
You
clip
got
to show.
something else? Okay.
No.
Nightmare-
Share, do the soup.
Okay, Nightmare for 5. Thank you so much. What national sin are the British people atoning for with their depressingly bland and flavorless food, Disparu?
None. The British have the best food full of high quality ingredients, and what everyone else does, because they have low quality food, they have to pull their stuff full of like other things, like spices and hot sauce and stuff, to really cover up the fact that they use really low quality ingredients, and so they can't swallow it without it. And so if you do that, you destroy your palate, and then you can't taste actual food. You need to put hot sauce and everything.
I want Disparu and Lee to have a conversation because he's like that. Like he doesn't use spice. Like he uses spices, but like he doesn't like hot because he's like, I want to taste my food.
Well, yeah,
which is
it's
understandable.
like a steak.
I like hot for some
if you
stuff,
put
though.
anything on a steak past salt and pepper, you're wrong. Like that's all it needs.
Butter.
I like garlic powder though. I love garlic.
Yeah, but now you're like eating garlic. Now you're just tasting the garlic, not tasting the steak.
I like butter.
Well, then just eat garlic. Why are you
I
ruining
Like
your steak?
two
over it?
really good things from a cow: butter and steak.
I think
What
cows
about
produce
milk?
basically
Yeah,
everything.
You
Grace.
better be
Yeah.
careful. You didn't say milk. That's Disparu's favorite thing in the world.
No, milk makes me poopy. God,
I mean,
that's
it
not a
does the
good
cows
thing.
as well. To be fair, so
I don't want to
that's
make
good, it
my own
fertilizes
cow
the soil,
pies at
you know?
home.
as they said in Clarkson's farm, you can frisbee them. Have you ever tried it? It's like, yeah,
No.
all the guys get together and used to frisbee them at each other, and you just said it as if it's
Yeah.
perfectly normal.
You know, I learned that from Gary. I thought that was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Hey, look, I mean, they're on a farm. They didn't have much else to do as kids. No one's going to buy them a
Cow
frisbee.
food?
They may do.
Oh God, Justin, I just read the first sentence. Thank you for the 5, Justin. I bet Mark loves
my
eating
God.
Vietnamese. Sorry, bad joke. I know, couldn't help myself.
Phil couldn't eat a whole one.
At least I don't have spring rolls. Anywho.
No, you don't. You don't. Dave Chandler for 2.
I don't taste
Thank
of
you.
onions.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Keep things saucy.
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 Memorial
Thank
Day.
you.
Is it Memorial
Yeah,
Day as well? I thought it
well,
was Wine
Monday.
Day.
It's
That's on
Memorial
Monday.
Day weekend. Monday's
Oh.
Memorial Day.
I can't
Yeah.
believe I decided to drive into the States on Memorial Day. That's going to be so fun.
It's gonna be the roads are gonna be kind of like empty because people are usually having barbecues. Memorial Day is a big barbecue day, so people are
Wait,
just
so
like
your
not gonna
road
be
trip
out.
is like soon. I thought it was way in the
Yeah,
lot
it's on
more in
this
the future.
Monday. I'm
So
leaving.
there won't
Wow.
be there won't be any saucy gaming streams for a little bit, guys. But there still will be Saucy Saturday. The
Everyone will
gaming
have
streams
to
are on
stay off the
pause for a
roads.
few weeks.
Yeah, just
Well,
so you
I
know,
guess it's a
guys,
good
I'm going to
thing.
make an announcent. I'm driving.
Yeah. You need to go along with like one of the big
A
sort
banner?
of no, what they called, not a foghorn. You know, people speak into them. It's got their
Megaphone?
megaphone. Yeah, that's the one. On the big megaphone on the car. It's like, get out the way. That's like,
Please
if,
move.
if you value your
Sorry.
car.
Excuse me? It's Xray girl coming? Move out of the way. Move, bish. Get out of the way.
Anyway.
I am not in control of this vehicle.
If I hit you, it's your fault.
Yes.
Gonna
It's like
need
you're the
that
only
clip.
person with an exception to all insurance claims. Like, it's like, what else do you expect? Obviously, it's your fault.
Look at me.
You should have known.
I see in widescreen. I died when someone said that to me.
Yeah, you know those medieval helmets? They were perfect. It's
Did you
amazing
bring those
like
back?
the English invented them.
I don't know why the English wore those.
No.
They weren't made for
So, thank you for the member message. Remember, for 1 month, Xray Girl and Wicked Virtue, you both look beautiful. Xray Girl, have a safe trip Monday and have a
you.
great
Everyone else you
road
need to
trip.
worry
Thank
about.
you. Yeah, everyone else be safe, please.
Yeah, wear your seatbelts, okay? That's important.
Yeah, there you go. Just for read this.
Disparu on Amazon. Am I trying to buy a megaphone or a foghorn? Look, I mean, they both basically do the same thing. So one makes a really loud droning noise, and the other you have to give for your wife to make a really loud droning noise.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
I didn't know where that was going until I started. I was like, well,
Where am I going with
I was
this?
like desperately trying to think of a joke on the other side.
Justin Martin, thank you for the 5 topics. This is Saucy Saturday. We don't need no stinking topics. It's
Hell
true.
no.
I mean, we have them, but we
Not on
usually
wine day.
no.
At what time was it? It was at 3:30. You had been like we never figured out any topics. And like,
We
at
didn't
that
talk
point,
about it.
I just finished gardening. So I was in the house about to go shower, but I was on my phone. So I was like, okay, I'll take like 2-3 minutes, just throw a couple things in the chat. And
Good to
then,
go.
and then I showered.
Well, yeah, I mean, all week, all I do is whenever I see anything interesting, I bookmark it. And so I can literally scroll through my bookmarks and pull stuff up.
Yeah, I try to do
Mhm.
that too. I was just off my game this week. It's all right. We're having
this-
fun.
It happens.
We got
We
topics
cover each
too.
other.
It's like,
We
why
do.
the Mad Max movies don't need Mad Max anymore. Like,
We'll
there's
get to
loads of
that.
articles you can
Oh,
just...
we'll get to that. Dave Chandler, thank you so much for that 20. George Lucas's relationship with Star Wars is complicated. He wrote an epic space opera based on the old Saturday serials he used to watch and made billions, but he kind of grew detached from the wonder of his own story. Why is that explanation better than what he said? Than what George Lucas said in the interview?
Because
This
he's
is more.
self-aware.
Well, I think he
Yeah.
just looked out. Like,
Yeah.
he was asked, why
you, Dave.
why are people attached to this story? And he didn't answer him.
You
He said
could
a
have
lot of
just said
words,
it's a
but-
good story.
Because I liked it and I like spaceships. Moving on. No, I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
well,
that would have
he,
still
he
been
meant
better.
like, what are people attached to? Like, why do you essentially, what do you think like emotionally resonates with people? What part of the story? And
They were
you can-
12. That's what. That's his
yeah, they were just
response.
easily. Because if you say, well, it's made for kids, you're going, well, they're easily pleased. Is essentially where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would give a reason. Well, you know, it was a masculine story. It had masculine values. People struggled. They overcame things, and that kind of relates to people's genuine everyday life. They struggle, and they want to know that no matter how much I struggle, I need to continue because there are reasons for this. And if I fight and work to improve myself and train, then eventually I can get through it. I can actually achieve something in life and maybe make the world, or at least my life, a better place. That'd be a way better answer than it's for kids.
Yeah. It's,
Do better.
yeah, just do better, please. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, we got more. I forgot that we're still talking about this.
I do like this last clip a lot. We show this on the real BBC, but I definitely resonate with this the most. And he's actually quite right about this.
That isn't the way the world works.
What will cinema become in 10 years?
Same thing as it is now. There's one thing that's really
Oof.
happens now, and it happens in streaming probably more than features, but features are the same thing. Nobody knows what to do. The stories they're telling are just old movies. Let's do a sequel. Let's do another version of this movie. There's no, and it's not just in movies, but in almost everything. There's no original thinking. You know,
There's this.
Very
It's so
true.
surface level.
just I saw something, let's do something like that.
Yeah.
And it's also the way the movies are sold. If you go in and say, I've got something that you've never seen before that and you don't understand it, it's very hard to get a deal. I mean, you can do it, but it's like this big studios, I mean, they don't want that. They want something that is like something they've seen
It's
because they don't have an imagination to
Yes, but there's nothing
come up
wrong
with
with that.
to see something that isn't there. I mean, I got Star Wars done mainly because at the same time I was writing the script, I hired an artist to draw pictures of what I was doing because I knew I couldn't describe what it was. It was impossible. But when you see the pictures, you say, oh, I get it. And that was really what made the movie, what sold it.
It's
This guy made a series of 6 movies and he's complaining about sequels. It's
Yeah,
like there's
well, the
nothing
thing
wrong with
is-
sequels.
No, there's
like,
nothing
you
wrong
can,
with sequels.
You
but
can
I
make
agree
something in
with
the same
him.
universe and it be an entirely different story.
I
What
don't-
matters is how it makes the audience feel.
Yeah, I don't hate sequels. I know there's a lot of, franchises and, IPs that have done sequels that didn't go over well, but some, there's arguably sequels that were better than the original. Like there's people that actually like the prequels more than the original movies.
Terminator 2.
Not me, but I my favorite is still Empire Strikes Back. It's just always been my favorite. But I do like the originals more. But seen them first, but it's just so I don't think there's anything wrong with sequels, but I agree with him with there's no original thought anymore.
Absolutely.
There's just not and he grew up and was in the business at a time where people actually had original ideas. You had him, Steven Spielberg, just coming out like E.T., stuff like that. Those stories were not told yet.
But you don't have to be original. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, if they literally just took a good film and then made it again, and they hit the same story beats, people would still like it.
As
But
long as
then
it's
that's a
done right.
twofold problem. For one, you have the unoriginal ideas, which is fine as long as you have good writers. But the second fold of the problem is that you're not having good writers. There's things like the message. There's things where they can't portray a good story that relates to people or relates to even the previous one. Like if we think about Mad Max, like a movie called Furiosa, the Mad Max series, part of it, and there's no Mad Max. Like, is that a good idea?
That's the issue. The reason why Mad Max was good is because it spoke to men, because men were the audience. And now you're making movies for women, but you're making an action movie for women. Well, it doesn't matter if you put female values into an action movie. They don't like action movies. They like rom-coms and stuff. So if you go out and you make Barbie did really well because you put feminine values into a feminine movie, so women went and liked it. Like, this isn't like some massive big brain take that people need to understand, but as long as they continue to try and force the wrong message to the wrong audience, they're not going to go. And so people will blame anything. They'll come up with every single excuse in the world except to go, maybe our entire ideology is wrong and we need to change. Maybe
oh my
we're
god,
the problem.
the weather was so good when Doctor Who released.
Yes.
So like,
yes. To be
no
fair, it
one
was.
wanted to watch
I hated it.
Thank you, Russell.
I was more likely to be inside and watch the TV. It was boiling out there.
Just was like, I could burn if I left the
I
house.
was melting inside.
I wonder what it would be like to go to a theme park at any time. It doesn't even matter in Florida with Disparu. It does not matter if it's the hot time. It could be winter over here.
no,
He's still gonna be
Disparu
like,
died.
In Vegas, there was only one day, but there was one day where I walked out of the hotel. It was like stepping into an oven, and I hated
No,
it immediately.
Disparu wouldn't. He would not do it if it was hot. He'd have to go in the winter.
You'd have to go in January is when that's my thing. You should come in like January, possibly February, to maybe tolerate Florida. It's like 70s, 80s highest around that time.
Wasn't
I
it like
think- I think, though, isn't-
114 this past week?
Yeah,
Or 2
probably.
weeks
This
ago?
week's been
What?
pretty warm.
I'm pretty sure the highest it's ever been in this country, like 92 or something. I don't think we've ever even approached there.
Oh,
like
it gets hot here.
By the time you hit
over there.
88, I'm literally sitting in a chair, sweating and dying. That's like,
It's like
I can't do
X-Wing.
anything at 88.
X-Wing says the same thing. He's like, I can't. He can't do it.
But I
But
think
yeah,
it's in
it's-
Orlando. That's in like the start of the year.
So the
Isn't
the
it like
hottest,
in January and February kind of thing?
the coolest time here would be it starts to go down a bit in November. So December, January, February, and even March aren't too bad. April.
No, but I mean like the MegaCon stuff. Isn't that
Oh,
like
that's
January,
February. I think that's
Yeah.
February. So it's not.
So that's
too
probably
bad.
not a bad time.
It's not as bad, no. Like I would say it felt like kind of warm for May this year here. Like it hit the 90s, which isn't normally I would say maybe like 80s when it starts to really go up in May, but you don't want to be here in June, July, August, September,
Oh no, well, like,
October. It's like
Ve-
90s and hundreds. It's hot.
Vegas was okay when I went, and I think that was like April or whatever it was. So
Yeah.
March.
Not too bad. You know it was hot.
Well, it was only hot for one day. The rest of the time was fine.
But back on to what we were just talking about. I don't
Sorry, I'm English. I
mind
can
it-
talk about the weather
You're
all
fine.
day.
I don't mind if
it's
they
part
take
of the show.
we
Derailment.
digress all the time. So if they take, an example we'll use is like when they take an animated Disney movie and turn it into a live action. When they change it and it's bad, that's a problem. But like, I'll use Cinderella as an example, or like Beauty and the Beast. I know a lot of people didn't like the live action Beauty and the Beast, but I didn't really mind it. I really liked the Cinderella though. I think that was their best live action because the story was told right. They had good actors and they pretty much stuck to the story. But when they add to it to make it better, then that's okay. Like for Beauty and the Beast, they added the scene where they talked a little bit about Belle's mom and what happened to her. In the animated series, we have no idea what happened to her, just her and her dad. So they added that little bit and it wasn't like a bad addition to the story. But when you take it like what they did with the Little Mermaid and just change everything. Oh, Eric's not a prince by blood because he's a white man. He washed up on the shore of a black kingdom and they adopted him. And then
But
Eric, that was
Mufasa
just
doesn't have royal blood.
yeah, like what they're ruining the Lion King now. No one's excited for this prequel. Literally nobody asked for it. Funny, quick little thing. One of my Uber drivers the last time I was in Orlando said that he had a Disney exec in his he gave him a ride, and he
Mhm.
said that he hates how Disney's going. That he's been in Disney for like 20 years, and he's like,
What?
and he said that he tries to tell certain people like, we don't do this, don't do that, but they're not listening to him. And he's thinking about jumping ship, but it's like hard because he loved the company that he used to work for, and he
But
wishes
it's
they would go back to
changed.
what they used to be. Yeah, so he might jump ship and go to another company. So if there's people that are still there, they're like, I hate this.
And the hard part is because they don't speak up because of the possible
Or if they
repercussions,
do speak up,
then they
get kicked.
could get fired. And it's like you're stuck in a hard place. I understand because you do still need to make a paycheck to feed your family and whatnot, but it's very hard to make change, at least from the inside or outside.
Yeah, and it's tough when you've been somewhere so long too. You know, you've been there for 20 years. Could you imagine watching it just go down, and you want to like, are you gonna go down with the ship or jump ship? Like, what do you do?
I just
You
thought this was
leave.
interesting because this is like a cinema when the Phantom Menace midnight premiere happened, and just see if you notice anything.
Can you make it bigger?
Well, I don't know if I. Hang
I
on.
hear it.
So like you've got that there, and you've got those people, and it's like
Excitement.
you look at all the people there. Yeah, but if you notice the people specifically, it's nearly all men
Yeah,
for Star Wars. In every scene that you see people doing anything in, and
it is. There's a couple girls probably there with their
I'm sure there'll
boyfriends.
be some women, there'll be some girlfriends
Yeah.
got dragged along to it and stuff. But Star Wars was a boys' brand.
Yeah,
and-
which it. And there's nothing wrong with women liking it. That's the thing. They get so like offended. It's like no one said that you can't like it. The point is that mostly men are
There
the
you go.
ones that did like it.
And the one at the front by the
He
where
said,
the
"There you
time
go,
stamp
you got
is.
one."
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
It's like a where's
I mean,
Waldo? Oh, there's one.
It's like
Let's find all the
240p,
women.
but this is the thing, and it's what Chris Gore said repeatedly. Turning Star Wars into a girls' brand has cost Disney like billions?
Same
essentially.
thing with Marvel. What they're doing with Marvel.
Look at the way they got so excited. It was essentially like the best thing I can say, at least in modern times, that can relate to that was the Barbie movie. Because as Disparu said, it's a women's movie made for women, and women were going to see it. They
Yes.
dressed in pink, got their girlfriends to go. It was very fun. The marketing was on brand for a women franchise.
Mm-hmm.
It just like I couldn't get excited and think, oh my god, I need to go see Furiosa.
Yeah, but you were more of a tomboy, weren't you?
in-
When you were,
Huh?
Michael
when you more of a
said-
tomboy, like as a kid?
I lived under a rock when I was a kid, at least when it came
Well,
to media.
I was just thinking because I saw you kickboxing, which I would assume was more of a tomboy kind of attitude
Like I
than
grew
like a
up
Barbie girl.
biking. I did dance, competitive dancing. That was the only kind of girly stuff I did, but like soccer, swimming, what else? I guess I did skating, but I didn't play hockey. But anyways,
What I mean
digress.
is, like, essentially, if you hadn't liked Barbie and you were more into like Star Wars and John Wick and stuff, it wouldn't have been that surprise because you may be one of the exceptions that like guy stuff. But because they are right, essentially, the female audience is bigger than the male one. It's just a case of you have to target
You
it
have
at
to
them and
market
do what they
right.
want. Yeah.
Right? Like you can't market a Star Wars movie to a group of women who have never been interested. And I'm saying never meaning a generalized audience. Of course, there's going to be outliers, but you didn't do it right. Look how Barbie did it.
Well,
Don't
Madam
do
Web-
pink lightsabers, okay? Do not do that.
Madam Web
Don't
is
do
actually I'm surprised there isn't a pink lightsaber.
Actually,
Although
that's actually true.
that whip thing that
Not
actually does
yet.
look quite pink, but I'm colorblind, so I don't know. But no, Madam Web was marketed at women. It was made for women. They pulled out everything they could do. They advertised it on TikTok, and nearly
it's
all their
not-
spend
it's
went to TikTok because they're
direction.
after the female audience. They said this, and it died because it's a superhero movie. They don't want it.
You didn't make
What
the
they
women
want is a Barbie
hot.
movie.
I'm sorry, you did not make the women hot. In Barbie, at least they were hot.
Yeah, but I have a feeling. To me, this is the same as in the games industry. The reason why they don't make them hot is because women are making this stuff and they're insecure, and so
They're
they
not
don't
hot.
want to be around
Oh,
attractive
the
women
makers
because
are
it makes
like,
them feel
oh.
insecure, so they assume everyone else doesn't want to be. And they don't realize that in gaming, because the game developers don't want the characters walking around because it makes them insecure. But as you were on about in like the MMO game you played with Shad and Az and stuff.
Conan?
All the women, yeah, all made incredibly attractive
Big
characters.
boobed
Yes.
thongs. Like
Well, that's a power
so much
fantasy.
skin showing.
Well, that's a power fantasy though, because you're playing as that character. But the game devs don't play as that character; they make that character, so they can't. You're imagining yourself as the person. They're just creating it, and it's like, I wish I could be this, but I can't. It's reminding them every day that they're not that good. And so, one of the things that somebody said was that women derive their power from their beauty, and so if you take a woman and make her ugly, you're actually stripping of her power. It's actually demeaning to do that. And so that's what one of the reasons you're scaring off the male audience, because they like attractive women, and scaring off the female audience because it's like you're actually insulting me by doing this to me.
And I like looking at pretty things. It's not a bad thing. That's
Everyone
part of
does.
the
Well,
industry, is just
Mhm.
imagining a different world, a story, and being able to fantasize about it. And I don't know why we've lost sight of that and trying to insert, or I guess self-insert, and thinking people are going to like this. No, not necessarily.
It's jealousy and bitterness, and one of the best examples is actually Velma, because all through the show, everyone is treating Velma as if she's gorgeous. She's with Daphne, who is the only person in the show who is actually drawn to be attractive, and everyone keeps telling Velma how amazing she is, how gorgeous she is, how she's beautiful, and it's like, but she isn't. But it, obviously in its self-insert of Mindy Kaling. Like, everybody can tell just by looking at the pictures. And that's her little fantasy of, I'm going to put myself in the show and just have everyone self-affirm me at all times. But when you can't do that in a game, it gets insulting.
That reminds me of I just watched the newest South Park special. It's not episodes anymore because they release like one special every few months now, like a nice long one.
Bigger,
but
longer,
it was
and uncut.
that was a movie, but it's like it's similar. It's close enough that they're pretty long. So this one was about Cartman was trying to lose weight, and there was this miracle drug, and like all the moms were injecting it, and they had like abs, and they were wearing crop tops and showing their Yes, it was about Ozempic, and they were doing other ones, and then like Randy, of course, because he's always involved in it, started doing it, and he's like, I'm partying with these hot MILFs, and we're doing drugs, and it's so silly. But Cartman wanted to be skinny, and he couldn't afford it, so he went to the doctor. He's like, I want to be skinny, but I don't have $1,000 to give them every month, and so Stan and everyone, they want to help him, but the reason he wants to get skinny is so that he could go like talk crap to everyone, and then they don't have the like you're fat joke to come back at him. That was like the thing with it, but they were just so there was the Ozempic, and then the other the poor people drug was called Lizzo.
No,
just a pie.
Oh, come on, are you surprised? It's South Park. And like they had, oh god, it was funny. I could go so into this. I just watched it right before the stream too. It's funny. You should watch it. But yeah, like they show like the cereal mascots are mad that people are like not buying cereal because they're all not eating because of Ozempic and they're getting skinny. So they're going to all these factories and blowing up the stuff that's used to make it. It's like it's this extremist thing. And they show Captain Crunch, like Cartman's reaching for like the Ozempic, and Captain Crunch takes it and then he hands him a box that says Lizzo on it, and he's like, "Oh."
That's one of the funniest things I think about, like people who are like super feminists, and they're like, Lizzo's an icon, blah blah blah. But as soon as someone gets called, you're like Lizzo, offended.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's about promoting body positivity. They say that. They're like, we're just going to promote body positivity, not that you actually need to change your body. You're great the way you are. That was the Lizzo thing.
Yes.
You don't
Although
need to
she,
better
after
yourself.
the whole backup dancers drama, I guess she kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Well,
Yeah.
she said she was quitting, and then 2 days later was like, I'm not actually. I've realized I
Just
can't
taking
do
a
anything else.
break.
Yeah.
You know, what else am I going to do? I got to be Lizzo.
But
Mhm.
I think that comes from multiple. I think that comes from essentially people who will literally do anything except stop shoving food in their mouths. It's like, I just love this too much. And so, because I want to be that way, but I still need to compete with everyone else, I'm just going to try and drag them down to my level. And so I will convince them that, no, you need to be like this, and you shouldn't actually improve. And it's an incredibly destructive message, but it seems to be done out of self-interest. They don't care about the other people at all. It is, I'm not going to do this, and therefore neither should anyone else. And you shouldn't tell anyone else to, and you shouldn't make me feel bad because I can't be bothered. It's like, no, actually, maybe people should. Maybe it'd be better for you. Maybe if the entire world stopped caring about what you felt like and instead focused more on like what you should be doing, what is good for you. That's actually the moral thing to do. It's not moral to tell someone that they shouldn't improve.
Yeah, no,
around.
that's true. It makes it just like we've talked about this before. Like if somebody doesn't look nice, like they put on an outfit and it looks bad, and you're like, you look great, you're lying to them, and you're doing that because you don't want to take accountability for having to tell them the truth and maybe possibly make them feel bad. But at the same time, it's like if they don't look good in that outfit and you tell them, they're going to go change into an outfit that they do look good in. But you don't want to be put in that position where you feel mean. Not me. I'll tell you. Like, and it's not mean. So I want you to look good. Let me help you. But let's get a couple. Oh, Xray's back. We'll still get a couple of these super chats. Marker Reality, thank you for the 5. A bit off topic. The Rippa versus Yara 1 campaign ends tomorrow. If you want an exclusive cover, order it soon. Yes.
Oh, and the statues as well. If you are,
yeah, they're doing
interested.
McFarlane toys, right? Like that's.
I heard they're like huge.
That's like a big brand. I've got a couple McFarlane. Is that Hot Toys? Maybe I got. Shout out to Wiley. I got a couple from him, and they're like. They're very good. So that's awesome.
I'm not sure, but
for them.
I'm hesitant to buy it because I always get nervous when it crosses the Canadian border and I have to pay customs.
Yeah, it's expensive. If you get one, you should send it to somebody else and maybe I don't know if it would get there before you go
later.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
That's why I like Kickstarter.
Kara can get one. Order one and send it to her, and you'll see her. I mean, she's a part of it. She'll hold it for you.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was Kickstarter because when I've ever backed any of Brandon Sanderson's campaigns, it's always added on tax and delivery at the time, and I'd much prefer just have a total that I pay rather than waiting for it to get delivered by customs, and they just make up
that sucks.
Whatever they think you should add, and I'm like, what?
The worst is UPS in Canada.
Oh yeah, they
Canada
pay
Post
it
doesn't
for
do
you,
this.
and then they add on their own fees.
Yeah, they're all like $35.
I don't deal with that.
A handling fee? Excuse me?
Yeah, I've had that before.
I
That's
hate
nuts. I don't deal with that here. That's crazy.
Well, that's because it's shipped from your country. That's why.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have import tax.
But a lot of stuff comes from China. Let's be real. But yeah, Dave Chandler, thank you for the 10.
In China, I've received things from China where they've been like, "What's the price of this item? $2." It's like, what? They'll write anything on. They don't care.
$2. I have the old Looney Tunes cartoons on DVD still. Oh, that's a nice have. I love the old Looney Tunes cartoons. Classic animation holds up remarkably well. Of course, there's a lot of stereotypical humor shoved into those shows, but that would be problematic today. For sure. I love the old Looney Tunes cartoons though.
There's some really adult cartoons. I see them pop up periodically on Twitter when they're like, you never got this as a child. But there was one where there was a load of animals going into like heaven. I think it was what they called. I can't remember the name. The cat and the mouse. Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
There you go. Yeah, I think he died and gone to heaven, and all the people were going through what it was. And at one point, there was a sack that opened, and a load of wet kittens climbed out the other side with like halos on. And he was like, "Oh, some people really are mean." And they go in, and no kid understood what that was. But you watch as an adult, you're like, "This is horrific."
Those kittens were killed.
But that's the thing. Like that was a kid show, but they put in adult themes. And that's the difference between people that understand entertainment and George Lucas. I don't know. I tell everybody. Everybody knows I don't know the names of things. I remember things by description. I remember them as the cat and the mouse.
There.
Ian, he's British. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's not that I'm British. It's that I'm retarded.
Oh my God, we're in such good.
Is that why we all get along so well? I always say that I'm like half retarded. Are we all there?
I think so. Having a fish brain helps because then you forget about the issues that occurred if there is any at all.
Xray's like Dory.
My brain deletes anything that it doesn't find funny or interesting. So names don't even like qualify. It's like there's no point.
Like you introduce yourself to he didn't know my name was Amanda for the longest time. So we said
he was nervous about doxing you.
Yeah, it's out there. Like I have it on my profile.
Somebody else posted it, and I'm like, I don't know whether this is public or not.
But you didn't know it was me at first. You were like, "Who's Amanda?" And then someone was like, "Wicked Virtue." You were like, "Oh." We've only done a show for almost a year now. It's fine.
For a whole year, it's fine.
What is it? Almost 2 months. We gotta do something super special for the 1 year.
I've had the
it's
same.
in
I've
about
had the
2
same
months.
issue with my nerdy home, Steph, because I was talking once and I said Steph, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know if that's public or not.
Even though it
and
says
then I'm like,
Steph
how on
on her
earth did I even
Twitter?
know that? Obviously, it must be public. I
Now,
must
how
have heard
would I
somebody else say it.
But you're
And then it
still
turns out it's
worried.
like on her profiles and
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
It's
but
like,
that's good. That's good because some people will slip, and it's like that's not out there.
Oh, trust
this
me.
is why I call everybody by their
Their
screen
screen
name.
name?
I do the
yeah.
So,
same.
like, even if I know,
Yeah.
even though I know she's called Steph, I'll always call her my nerdy home, just so I don't
Mhm.
slip with anybody else. It's just a habit I keep for everybody.
There was
Yeah.
one time, it was so funny, where someone on a show doxed me in the sense that like it was a sentence and everyone just ignored it and we just went on. And then the
Yes.
person was like, I don't know why I said that because I never call you by that. And
Whoops.
It really is. It's like one of the rules of streaming. If someone does something wrong, you just ignore it.
you just ignore it.
If you draw attention to it, it's far worse than just letting it go. Carry on.
To Ian, what's my name? What do you call me?
Yeah, what's Xray to you?
He's going to come out with something incredibly
No,
racist.
you.
No.
Oh, Disparu doesn't know. He doesn't know yet.
He doesn't
Dave
know yet.
Chandler, thank you for the 10. Truckers aren't going anywhere. Even if AI replaces some drivers, watch Ice Road Truckers. The skill needed to drive on that ice is insane.
I
Tech
love
can
that
fill the
show.
gaps, but it can't replace human instinct. That's very true.
Oh my
Dave.
god. Okay, one of the episodes of Ice Road Truckers, there's this like deep descent and then ascent that they have to do to go to somewhere up north. Thank you, Ian.
He's well trained.
Yeah. Well, I forgot why we started it, but I appreciate
We're
it.
in my
still.
chat. I don't remember how it started either. He said something. I think Ian started it. Like he said
the-
something that made it start, but she's
The
Ian's
worst
daddy.
is Arudai. Arudai decided
Oh,
that
he does it to
Arudai
himself.
decided himself that he should be called Dungeon Daddy.
Yeah. He still hasn't sent me those shorts, by the way. I really want those Dungeon Daddy shorts.
God, Xray's name is something wrong. Oh, God.
Everything wrong. Okay, it's not something wrong. Everything.
We too low.
Oh my goodness. Here, let's let Xray take over some of these.
Vimerin for 10. I know it's not. This is in
What is that?
Sweden? Switzerland.
Yes.
Switzerland. Sorry.
Ooh, nice.
I forgot the dollars, but I circled
Francs.
driving. Witness me.
Swiss francs.
Swiss francs, thank you.
I had to look it up. I googled it real quick.
I bang things. Ow. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Dave Chandler for 5 says, ordered a pirate captain t-shirt from Wicked Virtue Store. The D&D group is playing a pirate crew and I'm going to wear the shirt at the table. Arr!
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you,
I love
Dave.
it.
I'm working on some saucy merch. I feel like we need some. I don't think our emoji or emote that we have on this channel is good enough for a shirt. Like I like it, but I don't think it's gonna show up right on a shirt. So I gotta work on something else. We need one. We need a saucy shirt.
No, we literally just need to say saucy. That's
I'm
it.
probably gonna do that because the store I use now has hats, bags, like everything. So I want a shirt that just says saucy. I think people will like that. Just saucy.
Or you can have a hat that says SS Saucy Saturdays.
No. That's a bad idea.
Wait, what?
Why?
Stay away from SS.
Side scrollers.
No, the same reason that side scrollers doesn't use it. It's to do with the
What?
Germans.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's not a. They were the elite guard of.
Never mind. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of history.
Yeah. That knows about.
999.
Sorry.
I did a
Especially with
racism
that
by
clip.
myself.
Don't put on the hat and play that clip.
Okay, so maybe we'll put saucy then.
I'll put
Yeah.
saucy. Yeah, I'll do sauce. I'll just put saucy. I'll
We
make a
need
couple different
a-
ones.
okay.
Because side
Chat.
scrollers were going to do that as well, and they were also advised.
What do you
that,
guys
no, that's a
want,
bad
chat? Tell
idea.
me.
Do
Tell
a
me what you
saucy
want.
with a wine glass and the saucy with a whiskey glass for the male and female.
I could do 2 different ones. Yeah, I got you guys. A
got
Dispy
you.
hat, a Dispy hat,
Gotcha.
and an Xray and Wicked hat.
Very
Yeah.
How fancy you are? You get your own. Me and Xray are just put together with the wine, and then you just get your own little whiskey.
No one can tell women apart.
Okay, we all look the same.
Yeah, it's like one
boobs
drone is
and
the same as the
hair.
next.
Here we go. We'll let Disparu do these ones. From
Russell Hall for $2. Sequels are usually terrible, soulless cash grabs. And yes, it's generally true.
And
But
prequels.
I don't think that that's a knock against sequels. That's a knock against the reason why they do sequels. It's like, well, this will be easy money, and so they don't try. I don't think there's anything inherently against doing I think it's probably an advantage because you've built characters that they like, you've got a universe that they like. All you need to do is come up with a story. It's a lot less work than anything else.
I'm actually very genuinely curious if A Quiet Place is going to do well because they're doing a prequel of how it all started.
I'm
I hate
interested in that,
prequels.
but I'm interested in that because it's not that it's I mean, it's a prequel, but what they're doing is they're gonna make it like a kind of extended universe, and they're telling someone else's story during the events of what happened. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I really
liked A Quiet Place, and
Yeah,
if John
me too.
Krasinski is directing and writing it,
You wanna know where-
hopefully it'll be good.
I can take you if we have time to 2 spots where things were recorded near where I grew up. In the first movie, they recorded some of the scenes over there, and I could take you to the spots if you want to see it.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's 2 spots.
Gosh, if we have time, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, and sorry, Russell Hall for another 2. Thank you. Like Cardi B doesn't make her good. It's true.
I'm surprised you're not Sisters of Bacon anymore.
Yeah, but that's right. It was
I've always
Russell.
I've always thought with that yeah, I mean, like, I suppose it depends whether you believe in objective quality. But I think because people like Cardi B, there is some kind of quality about her. She does bring some kind of value to people. I think the same with streamers. There's some streamers I have no idea why anyone watches them, but they're so popular.
XQ.
They must, yes. There must be something about him. He's providing entertainment to some people. He's up some people's streets. And so I wouldn't say like people are bad like that because they are bringing something. I just don't understand what it is.
And you're not the audience for them, which is fine. Like Kai Sennett, whatever I think that's how he says his name, had Kevin Hart on one of his streams. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
To be fair, the clip I saw of those was hilarious, where they were measuring each other's height. It was really funny.
well, Kevin Hart always like the
No,
Kim
but people
Kardashian
said they were like a
joke
father and
about-
son arguing, and they were.
Oh, were they?
It was really like an old well, they actually argued like a married couple, but because of what it was like father and son arguing about who's taller than each other.
Oh. Kevin Hart always has to argue who's taller. Like I feel like he thinks he's taller than The Rock.
Well, he
Somebody's
was wearing
taller than me.
shoes, and,
You know,
and he was like, "We're the same height. I'm taller than you." It's like, yeah, but you've got shoes on.
In his one stand-up, he was, I don't know if it's his wife now or what, but she's like a model and she's tall. And he was talking about like being at the grocery store with her. And he's like trying to reach something. And she just goes over and grabs it. He's like, I had to punch her in the side real quick. Like, don't.
Wicked, did you ever have to do I have to stand on the bottom shelf to reach a buyer shelf?
Oh yeah. When I was a
You have to
kid,
be forced to fall over.
I actually had a dresser fall on me. I was like 4 though.
Oh,
Yeah, it hurt.
no.
I
That's
was okay
why
though.
if you have kids, just drill it into the wall. It's
Yes.
important.
This was the 90s, so they were like, it's fine. I probably
Well,
should
just
have
get them
gone to
to
the
ask
hospital.
other
My mom took
people.
me to the playground. I was fine.
No, but kids like to climb things. I don't know
Oh, they
why.
do. They do.
So,
They turned
you
into
do.
freaking monkeys. Like they're just like, hey, I can do
mean,
this.
I mean, that's what boys do. Like, they give them a tree, they just start climbing it. It's in
Boys
our nature.
especially. Emilio, you know, I got this saved for today. Here you go.
Sure, you're the one who yelled the Breakfast Clubber's name.
I was like, Emilio!
Emilio!
I had to. And Raider just gifted 20 subs to. Okay, hold on. What are we gonna do here? Let's
Can I play
do-
something?
Yeah, go ahead. You go for it.
Uh,
I want to push the button. Go Raider.
you won't get hit for that. I promise.
Oh, I know you know.
I've tested
Thank you so much. And Ian with a 50.
Damn.
We broke Disparu. Hold on, give him a second.
No, I mean, I know the meme is like the GD, they always shout it out, and you like as if you were gonna really shout it out and then just said the words.
It's 50.
Damn. Damn.
For 50. It was the
I don't need to yell. Thank you, Ian. Lucas is absolutely right that studios are scared of new ideas. Maybe it's a change in the economics of the industry.
Oh, 100%.
art-
Movies cost more now than ever before, and so they're after a
They're
sure
afraid to
thing.
take a chance.
Yeah, and by doing a sure thing means that they always fail. Because same in the gaming industry, they really want to do the next COD because it's going to cost like $150 million or whatever, rather than some new IP. The weirdest part about that is they didn't also continue making movies that just cost 20 million. They decided to go all in with the thing that has to be a sure thing, and they just lose their ass.
I need to calculate movies like how, like the budget for Godzilla. I'd be like, that's like 10 Godzilla movies right there.
Yeah,
I think that's a great way to do it.
A lot. Yeah,
because that's what I usually do. Oh, that's like if I go to Costco, that's at least 5 tights instead of the one pair of tights there.
Tim the Tatman said he went to Vegas to gamble, and he counted the money that he was gambling in subs. So he was like, "Oh no, there goes Bobby, there goes Steve, there goes Gerald's donation," and he like literally remembered them all, and they like thought he was like
funny.
betting his people.
But art dies when you won't gamble on something that pushes the envelope. Yeah, I agree with that. You can't have a sequel without an original idea. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with sequels. And someone in the chat earlier and said that what George Lucas did was adding and completing to the saga, which is also a valid point, but it definitely would be looked at as sequels, anything that you do like that, but those were more well done. It wasn't like, okay, here's an example, something silly of a sequel that I preferred over the original. I liked Scary Movie 2 more than the first Scary Movie. I thought it was funnier, but they pushed it a little bit more because they tested the waters a bit with the first one, which was still funny, but then they went a little harder and had, I just thought the second one was a little more funnier, in my opinion. That's something silly. It's not something like deep. It's a Scary Movies, but
when you're talking about like finishing off the movie, you're essentially saying there needs to be a reason for the movie to exist. There needs to be a part of the story which has to be continued, which
that people want to hear.
Left unfinished in the first one, and that's why a lot of movies they used to like set up the sequels just in the last few seconds and be like, oh, look, here's some more alien eggs that they didn't find.
Yeah, the cliffhanger.
But they had something in mind that they'd written towards. Whereas now, Marvel will just do an after credits scene, and it'd be like 2 guys in a room, and they go, "There's your next movie." They have no idea what that movie's going to be.
After credits scene, it's marketing for the next movie, show,
but they
whatever
don't know what
it
the
is.
movie is. Like they just stick these people in and go, "Wouldn't it be funny if we put those in the movie?" But they didn't write towards it. They didn't drop hints. They didn't make the story to fit in this next thing. They're just like, "Yeah, let's put in the Flash and Batman in a room, and that'll be interesting." And then they write it afterwards. It's like, no,
Speaking
you need
of
to
the
plan.
But that's the thing. They don't plan it. They're like, oh my God, we're going to make a 5-movie plan, but we're not going to know what we're going to put in these movies. We just want 5 movies.
Imagine if Lord of the Rings made the first one and had no idea what the second one was going to be. It's like, it wouldn't have worked. You can't
But
put
also,
stuff in that
they
leads into
follow the
next one.
books.
Well, exactly. Yeah, but the books were the plan. That's kind of my point.
That's what's crazy about how like these comic book movies are not turning out well. I mean, they used to be. I used to love Marvel movies. I like the earlier DC stuff. It's like you literally have a blueprint to follow, and it did well, which is why your character is now coming to the big screen. So why aren't you following that blueprint? Why don't you want to make money?
Choose the actors that'll do well too. You know what's so funny when I hear stuff from this realm bleed into mainstream? The podcast I listen to is super mainstream, super liberal for the most part, but they bring in an aspect that I enjoy listening to at the very least. But when I was listening today because I was gardening all day, they were saying Chris Evans is not a movie star, and I just started dying. And I'm like, you're not right. You're not wrong. They're like, they need to bring Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man. I'm like, holy crap, did they watch us? I'm kind of feeling like they do.
Yeah, that's like he was definitely someone that was made for the character. And speaking of, not getting good actors to play characters, I think in like the animated, DC at least used to, and for the most part, some of the recent stuff is okay too. They do really good with animated series, and they stay pretty loyal to the comic books and graphic novels. The Flash is one of the most interesting characters, in my opinion, that's ever come out of DC. And then we got freaking what's his face portraying him.
Look, the guy from the TV series would have been better in that
series
movie.
is amazing. I love that Grant Gusto.
Grant,
Yeah,
I know, we're like, we love him, can't remember his name.
The series was very...
No, but his
the
name is
Flash,
He did a
Grant.
good job. He was a good Flash, yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite thing
Yeah.
about that is I did one review on that series, despite the fact I watched all of them. And it was an episode where he wasn't in it. And you could tell someone else took the writing over, and it literally swapped from masculine morality to female morality, and everyone turned evil. All of the heroes in that episode were evil as hell, and none of them knew it. It was wild.
I love that show until they started making his girlfriend, I forgot her name.
Iris West.
Iris
the
into
Flash
his
Gary,
Flash.
piss off.
I was
I
like,
stopped watching at
excuse
that
me.
point. That's the
You
problem.
don't do anything. You're a
with-
reporter, and everyone despises you.
Like, how are you
Another
getting
point-
powers? I could understand when
I
the
remember
black
that.
kid had the powers. The
She's
story
not
makes
traveling
sense.
through time at one
Wally
point.
West is in the comics. He's another Flash.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And I was like, I was all for it. I loved all those series when I watched like Supergirl and the
didn't
team
watch
on the
that one.
ship. I forgot the name of it. It
I
was so
saw
long
all of
ago.
that as well.
My
My
when
favorite
they
is when
did,
the monster went to hit her, and she jumped back and said, "No touching without consent."
oh, I missed that episode. Probably because I
Oh,
stopped
that clip
watching.
did the rounds, but yeah, I remember that. That was near the end.
But like that, they did at least in the earlier seasons with Green Arrow as well. Like they
were
did the
actually
whole
good.
crossovers, and that made me want to watch all the different shows. But then when they started doing the DEI stuff, I was like, no.
My favorite thing about Arrow is how every episode someone would go, "You know, Felicity, did you
Oh,
know
that
she's the
was the
best
most
person in the
frickin'
world?"
annoying thing.
Every episode.
That
had
was
the,
so
we must affirm
annoying. Was
Was that
Felicity.
even from season one? Like,
Oliver
remind
Queen
me?
ends up with
She's the best hacker
Culinary, and that was just so. The thing with CW is that they would get their hands on some good stories, and sometimes it would, in the beginning they would do good, then it's just like the writing would just turn into this soap opera, and I'm like, what are like why? And no, he's Grant Gustin is married with kids to a woman, so he's not gay. I think he
Have
played
you
a
ever
gay role
seen the
once
clip?
in
Have you ever seen the
something.
clip of it's from the Flash and Supergirl crossover, but without
watched
the special effects?
Oh, like when she was singing and
It's-
stuff. I think I saw that episode.
No. I've got to find it. It's amazing.
I wish Grant was in the DC universe.
And
It's
I
too
know he would have
bad.
been good. And to point out something about Iris, nobody cared in the comics. Iris is a white woman. They made her a black woman in the show, but nobody cared because she was still hot. She was still pretty. It's about the making women unattractive and like dumpy looking. That's the
I
problem.
had no
people
idea
have.
Iris was white. He didn't
Yeah.
bother me. I
I'm
think if she was
saying-
annoying, I would have watched it, which is funny because as soon as she started getting annoying, I stopped watching it.
Yeah, like it's same thing with Arrow. The Felicity will they won't they stuff got on my nerves so bad. And it's like he's supposed to, because Black Canary is pretty much my favorite comic book character. I love Black Canary, and I'm like, listen, Oliver Queen ends up with her. Who's Felicity? Go. Like,
Oh, I had no idea. Oh my goodness.
But they start with
Disparu,
Felicity,
what is this?
where she's like the geeky girl, and then there's one moment in one of the first episodes where they
And
have
she
to
was a
send her into like a
redhead.
ball gown or
Ginger side.
something, and she comes out all done up with makeup and like the dress, and everyone's like, wow, we didn't know we could look at that. And that morphed into, oh, you're so amazing, you're the best person I've ever met, you're so moral, you saved the world. So, oh, shut up. But yeah, this is superheroes without special effects.
so funny. He goes like,
Maybe Cara Danvers is tougher than you think.
We're not gonna win this today.
love this.
Maybe Cara Danvers is tougher than you think.
Oh, be
To
careful of this
recreate
part.
this. Let's
Yeah,
recreate.
no, I'm going to pause it in the middle, just so, I'll have to pause it every few seconds.
Oh no!
But that's what it's meant to look like. And then at the end, I think they fly off. We'll cut to their bit. Like, we're not going to win this.
Pause.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'll cut through to the next bit. And then this is where she jumps at the end.
She literally just like jumped up in the air.
And you compare that when you've seen what it's meant to look like, and it's just this.
Maybe Cara Danvers is tougher than you think.
I love that.
We're not gonna win this today.
Oh my god.
Wait, that's like when I drive.
Still better than the actual show. Oh my god.
That's amazing.
No.
Hey, I will say visual effects did wonders.
No, this is why when they're like CGI, it looked awful. It's like, yeah, but you should have seen what it was like before. You should have seen what they were working with.
Well, and that's why I don't mind CGI as long as it enhances versus takes away. And I truly believe that if you're going to make a show, CGI the way they did it is fine. But if you're CGIing background when you could have just put books on a shelf.
Oh, She-Hulk. Their entire offices is green screen. It's just an office. Just rent an office and do that.
It's cheaper.
Yes. It's far cheaper, like for a tiny fraction of the price. And all you're doing is just putting a woman in an office in a city. There is no need to CGI any of that, but it was wild.
But that's one of the things, like I remember watching a lot of outtakes from Game of Thrones and how they built some of the scenes and did the practical effects. And the care they took into like showing what the dragon would have looked like or how the fire happened or whatnot, and how the books were made when they had a huge library. They don't take that type of care with all other shows. Like Rings of Power would have looked so much better if they took more care. I don't understand how that movie or that show was more expensive than
it's
House
how
of
you
the
spend
Dragon.
the money. Like in one of the behind the scenes thing, they're like, look at this thing. And they would just basically buy a pond. And they went, we've put 43,000 flowers by hand into that scene. And you couldn't tell. You could have just gone by a lake and nobody would have known any difference. But it's that fact that, yeah, you put a lot of effort and time into it. Well, somebody did. But it wasn't in what mattered. It wasn't in the story and the plot. It was like, with the Flash, what got me about the Flash, every single solution was like, have you tried moving really fast? It's like, I can't move through the... Have you tried spinning your arms really fast? Well, I need to put out this fire. Have you tried spinning your arms even faster than last time? And that's all it was every time. So that was my issue with the character as a whole.
It was like the cop-out, like with Ant-Man, where in the comics, he's not supposed to get big too much because he could like die. But Marvel just uses that for everything. Anytime there's like a pinch, he just grows. I hate that.
I hate the trope of, I'm really big, and that means I move really slowly. I'm like, why though? It's like, you'd move at the same speed. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Good I mean, we've had good CGI. Think of like, I know they used animatronics, but there was a lot of CGI also in like the first Jurassic Park. You watch that now and it still looks great. And that was done in the early 90s. They don't put that kind of, care into it anymore. They don't care anymore, which is sad
just
because
want what is easier necessarily.
Saves them money and will still make them money. At
Well,
least
it hasn't.
Well, you're also not employing
That's
people...
like, something's got to change here, guys.
You're not employing people based on their talent. And their idea is that everybody is interchangeable, that everybody is equal. In that interview, George Lucas says, no, the basic foundation of Star Wars is that everyone's equal. It's like, yeah, but they're not. Some people are better than other people. Some people will be better writers than others. Some people will be better actors than others. And so you have to believe that, and you have to engage it in your business. Otherwise, your business won't be as successful as it would be if you did that. And it's something everybody knows, but for some reason, we're all supposed to just pretend that we don't anymore. And so they believe that swapping one writer, who may cost like, say, 250 grand for a script, is the same as somebody that would write it for 20. Well, obviously not. They don't have any experience. They've not been proven. Whereas the other one wrote, the other one, Shakespeare. It's like, oh no, I'm sure we can do it for cheaper. It's like, no, you can't, and you shouldn't try.
Speaking of Shakespeare, I finally was able to watch the Romeo and Juliet with Richard Madden and Lily James, because I was talking about it on Wicked's World, and they're both just so hot. And that was the last play, I think the last play, or at least the last popular play that was done. And in comparison to Tom Holland and I don't know the other girl's name, it's just like, oh my God. But I watched it. It was so good. Their chemistry was great. It was, oh man, I wish I could have saw that live. Wonderful. So you sparked that when you said Shakespeare. I'll send it to you. Actually, there was a YouTube link if you want to watch it, like when you have downtime.
Sure.
I'm a sucker for Richard Madden though. Like he's so hot. Anyways, let's. This was like great, good conversation. I'm gonna leave talking about hot guys.
Oh, sweetie.
Sanders ran.
Well, I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who. You know, I'm gonna start.
He's getting
start pulling.
get
Oh,
anyone.
babes, we're gonna go out here and do this. It's gonna be wonderful. So,
Xander, thank you for the $4.99. Some lefty D who YouTuber said is always so gloomy and Tuck. The weather does matter. He also said the rating numbers people are giving don't count the app.
They don't count BBC iPlayer, although I'm not sure whether the 7-day do or not. But the overnight figure is not including iPlayer. But at the end of the day, so.
He said so.
Like, are you under the impression that this is going down really well with the audience? Is that the argument you want to make?
What about Doctor Who?
I mean, we can look at the episodes. We can see the quality.
Oh, you want to know something? Like, even bigger, like, let's see, like on Instagram, like bigger IGN. It wasn't exactly IGN, but like companies like that, when they post about Doctor Who, every single like I'll just scroll a little bit. They're all like, "This is garbage. Doctor Who's dead." It's just everywhere. It's not just this community. People are so over it.
Let's say he wants to say, you know, that some episodes, that like they don't include BBC iPlayer. Okay, that all you're doing there is going, well, you can't compare it to the other series, which were also an iPlayer, by the way. But you can't compare it to those. It's like, okay, fine. Let's just compare this series against itself. It still lost 400,000 viewers. It still lost like what was it, like 10% of its audience in 2 weeks? No, more than that. No, it's like 18% of its. It's like 18% of its audience. Yeah, from 2.4 million to 2 million. It's like 18% of something of its audience in 2 weeks.
The audience has
That's
spoken.
supposed to be a good thing, is it? I mean,
I don't think so.
And also, there's rumors that the second
losing views is never good.
Well, yeah, and there's rumors that the second one about the music coming out of the piano and stuff was actually later on in the series because there's a line in it that doesn't make any sense, which is
they brought it up sooner, like
yes, because there's been a few things like Boom was like Russell T Davies wanted Boom to be first, but then they changed it. And that one seems like it was later because she's supposed to have been with the Doctor for 6 months by that episode. So she's been with him for 6 months, but then in Boom, he's like, "This is your first alien planet." Like, what? You never took her to an alien planet in 6 months of traveling? That seems weird. And so it seems like they've swapped the order around. But that means that Russell T Davies thought that those 2 episodes about babies and drag queens coming out of pianos were the strongest episodes that he had. And he lost 400,000 viewers.
Jeez. Mr. Wilson, thank you for the 10 pounds. Another awesome Saucy Saturdays. It's great to see your banter each week. Disparu, great job with your Doctor Who vid this week. It truly seems like a sinister way of putting out the message to kids.
Yeah, the more I thought about stuff, the less I can... it's beyond the benefit of the doubt at this point. There's too many statements. There's too many weird ways of phrasing things. Oh, but this sort of faith is bad, but this one's really good. But only when children believe in things that we can teach them from AI. It's like, what?
Dave Chandler, thank you for that too. The woke rot has infected Disney top to bottom. Yes, it's been started off slow and now it's Dave Chandler for another 10. Thank you so much. What's crazy is that Disney already had the female audience locked down thanks to decades of Disney princesses. Buying Star Wars, a boy brand, and feminizing it was business malpractice at its worst.
Well, they didn't even write a good story. I was more interested in the stormtrooper who defected.
Yeah, they did him wrong. Like that, he could have been an interesting character. We were like, wait, is he going to become like a Jedi? Does he have, and then they just totally turned him into Rey. No,
yeah, we're not interested in Rey. If Rey had a better story instead of being amazing, it would have been way better.
If they would have made Rey evil, that would have been better. If she would have turned to the dark side, that would have been way better. But they were too scared to do that because you can't make women bad. That's not realistic in the Disney universe.
Well, that's the thing. It's not. Disney didn't know how to make a male movie. They didn't know how to make a male brand because they'd been making all of this stuff for women and little princesses and stuff for ages and ages and ages.
Pretty much.
But then they started employing women that were now embracing like whatever the latest version, like the new essentially dominant morality of feminism would be, where it's like, no, you've got to be super powerful. And so that's what they put in the movie, because that's what they believe. And they didn't realize that, yes, if you buy Star Wars, you've got to buy Star Wars. You've got to essentially buy all the people that made Star Wars and everything goes along with it and all the writers for Star Wars. But they thought, no, we can buy this IP and use our existing in-house people to make it. They've never done anything like that before. So they just put themselves in it like they would with anything else, or what they would want. And they want power. So they gave Rey power.
Oh, here. Hold on. This is perfect.
Oh no, the dog.
Aw. My dinner
The dog was eating
arrived.
Xray girl rather than the other way around. He's doing it again. It's like, if I get you first.
Here, we'll get some more of these super chats, and then we'll get to the next topic. Mark of Reality, thank you so much for the 10. Important point about tomboys, they're not lesbians. Very important and good point, Mark. Tomboys were the little girls who played Nerf guns with the little boys. I can confirm that. They probably had brothers or at least a little boy next door. Yeah, that was the same way. Like I liked Barbies and stuff, but I was more interested in like playing outside with my brother, cousins, and even video games. Growing up when I was younger, I looked at video games as more of a boy thing. Now women would be like, how dare you? But it was like, I mean, of course women like it. I played games. I started playing video games when I was 4 years old, but I played with boys. I played with my boy cousins and my brother. And that was what not saying that video games are for boys. I don't really care if you come for me. I was gonna say, don't come for me, but I don't care.
Nearly all are, though.
I think to not bring the children into this, like if you're a tomboy, doesn't necessarily make you someone who's a boy. And I hate that, because you can still be a girl and a tomboy and still be girly.
Yeah, I still played with Barbies and stuff, but that was like with my girlfriends. But I played with the guys more, like riding bikes and just outside stuff,
dirt bikes, and I don't know. Like it doesn't, just because you're into sports doesn't mean you're a tomboy either.
That's what's
like
sad about these days.
That was into noodling, and all we saw in was like tomboy stuff.
Hannah,
and then
but
she went,
she's gorgeous.
I do also wear this. And she was like in a sundress and went to some award ceremony or something.
She was
like,
cute,
I can change
even
my
in her
clothes,
tomboy attire. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll tell you. So it's funny because I think Disparu, you were saying something about the kickboxing stuff. At the same time,
that's about as tomboy as it gets.
Yeah. My girlfriend, so I always thought I was like kind of tomboy-y and whatnot. But my girlfriend, that same year, when I said, I'm not girly at all, she goes, just look at your bathroom. How many face products do you have? And I had a ton, skin cleanser, toner, mask, lotion for the morning, for the night, serums and all that. And I'm like,
men are like, this is the stuff I wash my balls with.
With the same bar of soap for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 13 in 1.
Oh, I can wash my hair and everything else with this. It's awesome.
So I think the tomboy, it doesn't it's not all encompassing. It just means one aspect of your life, because you can still have a lot of feminine qualities about you that you don't portray, at least in the world.
Yeah, exactly. It's silly. And the point I was trying to make is not that video games are just for boys. I literally just said I started playing them when I was 4. But growing up, I looked at it more of like my girlfriend. The majority of my girlfriends growing up, honestly, probably every single one of them did not play video games. None of them.
And it's
so when
still
I played
true.
video games,
that
I
is
played
still
with the
almost
boys.
entirely true. It's
And I
very
loved
rare.
it, girl. I love video games. Clearly, I game 4 to 5 times a week. Like streaming it, but I just, because I'm thinking about it now. Yeah, they all thought I was like a nerd, right, for playing video games. Not that they were mad at me for it, but they would like tease me. Like, it's like, we should be painting our nails and playing with Barbies. You're gonna go play Crash Bandicoot, weirdo. You know what I mean? Like jokingly, but yeah, that's the point that I was making with that. Stephen DeLeon, member for 1 month. Thank you. I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings getting white girl wasted. Yeah.
I know how that feels.
Watching my 3 favorite lesbos. Thank you.
What was there was
a
a very old internet meme from back in the day of the early days of the internet, and it was literally, welcome to the internet where the men are men, the women are men, and the children are FBI agents, also men.
Also,
That was literally the entire meme of the internet. Women did not exist on the thing. This is why when people get, you know, surviving a Modern Warfare 2 lobby, yeah, it was all men. That's what it was. And now we're supposed to think, no, everything has to be a safe space, and you can't defend all the people because I exist now.
Boob
It's like,
window
yeah, but
chick.
nobody cares. Like, this is a men's space. Get out. Like, if you don't like it, leave. You're not needed here. You're not wanted here, and nobody needs your money.
I was so happy when she got well, I mean, not happy, but just like it felt vindicated that the action she had by saying a lot of stuff or whatever it was, she got banned for hate speech essentially.
Oh yeah,
And that
that'll be
never
for the
happens,
second video.
especially when you got boob window. Usually it's like, she's fine. She's making us money. She got the boobs out and she's a girl.
Well, I think the statements were intended to go viral, or like all those kind of things. They clip them, post on their own social media because they know they're edgy. They know that it's probably going to get backlash. They just assume that more people will agree with them.
Which
But
I don't think they did.
they think they can play
everyone
both
was just
sides.
looking
though.
at the she had the subtitles right on her boobs. Like, yeah, everyone was totally listening to what you had to
It was the same. It was the same thing with Taylor Morgan. Like, she was that entire thing was done to go viral so that people knew who she was. It's like literally, I can outrage people and then attempt to use that to lift my career. Don't mean what they say a lot of the time. Although I think the first one did.
But that's just faking it. Then I don't like that behavior either, because then you're not being genuine, and they'll come out at some point.
When you put on an act like that, it gets hard to keep up with, and you're right, it absolutely will come
she
out.
Said, I unmuted him for content. Like, people found that out instantly because it was just before the clip. But she cut that out, and people assume that nobody else. My favorite quote is from Gabe from Valve, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like, "You should never lie to the internet. The internet is more intelligent than you are. They will remember everything you've ever said. They will deconstruct your spin. You cannot win against the internet." And it's true. Like, the combined intelligence of literally thousands of people looking at you is so insane that people will find everything. And if
They will
if you're
find
fake,
little
they will
things.
know.
And that's why I think if you are lying about things, like, it will be found out at some point. If it's not now, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the future, people will look back on videos of you just to find out the dirt. So be careful.
It is funny.
Absolutely.
Like, if you comment
tweets, all of it.
If you comment that somebody said something good, and people seem to assume that you mean everything about that, you agree with everything that the person's ever said, like, you probably know nothing about them. But quite often, someone will reply and be like a quote from like 2007 or something, where they said it ages ago, and it's, what do you think about this that they also said? It's like, people remember everything, and they will find anything. It's wild.
Yeah, it is. Eric Stratton, thank you for the 777. South Park. Cartman could get free skinny drugs from the MILF's milk. Thank you, Eric. Justin for 5. Thank you. Wow, extra girl. Just wow. I'm not sure what that was for. I wish I wish I knew. Sorry, we should have got that earlier. Let's let Disparu try. He'll probably pronounce this better than me. You're actually a girl.
Russell Hall for $2. Jesus.
Wurzig Sam Stage. That's my
I would have said
best bet.
I kind of want to say Wurzig or Wurzig.
You might be saying bad words.
I'm definitely going to say Sam Stage. Well, no, it's the umlauts over the U. I don't know how that changes the U.
Is that German?
And the W will be a V. I'm assuming it's German, which is probably also something like you don't really want to be pronouncing random foreign languages.
That's a good point. Ian.
Someone was saying Samstaga. Really?
Samstaga. Oh, no, I never would have said that.
Oh, equals Saturday? Oh, if it was funny, I don't mind if it comes back to haunt
me. Is it food?
Saucy
Wurzig seems to
Saturday?
be food.
Is that
I'm
Saucy
guessing.
Saturday?
I'm guessing.
Wait, I googled it and I got Wurzig hazelnuts. Why
I
is
like
somebody selling
hazelnuts.
saucy nuts?
I like
you know
Never
what?
mind.
It was Russell, so yeah, careful. Andrew Matthews for £2. Thank you. Oh, here, you want to read this one? Is for you, Xray.
For £2 Thank you, Andrew. This is Xray Port Choices 1.10.07 for Am I the A-hole? Are you
Did you
asking
say
a
that?
question?
Did you?
I'm really confused,
confused.
Andrew.
So am I.
You may need to
Russ-
explain.
Russell Hall for 5. Come to think of it, put a little mustache on Disparu, and he would start to look hauntingly familiar.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna look like Cutie Gatswer.
Eat for 50. Thank you so much. 50 pounds. Go ahead, say it, Disparu.
9.
Ian So Forth for £50.
I don't know. I
That's
thought you were
proper
going to
money.
say, there it is. That's what I was waiting for. You can read the whole thing. What did you say? Proper
Shakespeare's
money.
as Chad as you can get, Disparu. Don't let Leonardo DiCaprio fool you.
Hey, I liked that one. It was like
So did
a
I.
funny rendition.
Is that the one with the
this
guns?
modern-
And they called them
Yeah,
swords.
the guns were called swords.
Well,
it
they
was like in
stopped
LA
the
or
original
something.
script.
And I think that
They
was
did.
why it was magically charming. It was ridiculous, but
I
it
said
was
this.
fun.
I want to do. I think for Halloween, I'm gonna dress up as Juliet in that movie for that party that they had with the wings and just like a plain like white dress and like the angel wings. I always thought that looked so nice. It was a very like not heavy makeup or anything. I just always thought that looked really. What did you share this through?
I didn't want to miss the opportunity to show off Gockle's saucy nuts.
There you go, Russell. You
Does
didn't think
anyone
it was
want
gonna
to
get
send
taken
me
there.
Gockle's saucy nuts?
Yeah.
I would like to try them. I'll do it on stream.
I think Gockle is the noise you make when you eat them.
Gocker!
Gockle.
Oh, never mind. Clearly, my
You sound like a
interpretation was-
turkey. Sound like Xena. You remember Xena?
The thing is, it says speakeasy moonshine, so I'm not sure whether like alcoholic nuts.
Drink.
Yeah, moonshine, or what else could it be?
Hey, a
It
saucy
might actually
drink?
be alcoholic nuts.
I don't mind that. That's how I met most of the guys in my life.
There you go, Emilio. Saucy now, saucy forever. It's the hill we will get drunk and die on. Yes. That's our slogan now. Stephen De Leon for 5. What does one boob say to the other boob? If we don't get support, people will think we're nuts.
If you,
That's actually
I can see that.
Mhm. Yeah. You end up tucking them in your sock.
That was actually, you couldn't have
You're
timed that
74
better, though,
walking to the bathroom
Steven.
playing swing football.
Because we were just talking about nuts and then perfect timing. He didn't even time.
Do your
he didn't do
boobs
that on
hang
purpose.
low? Do they wobble to the floor? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder? Something. Do your boobs hang low?
Low. No. Andrew Thomas, remember for 10 months. Thank you. Happy Memorial Day weekend. The CW Flash show started as a Flash, then Ira show, and then it became the Cecil show in its final 3 seasons.
They
Thank
only
you for
had
being a
3
member for 10
seasons?
months.
I thought it
And the
was way
last-
longer.
Well, I think you said the last 3 seasons.
Oh, the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they went for a while.
Like, I really loved the Arrow when it first came out. I
So did
think that he
I.
did
I
a really good job. What was it?
Stephen
The
Amell is
actor's name?
cute. Stephen Amell, he's cute.
No, the Amell brothers.
They're both cute. His brother did a movie where it was like a Groundhog Day thing, where like he kept waking up and then he had to do just like redo that day every single day, and it was not like a thriller, but I'll find out what it was called and send it to you. It was interesting, but
Yeah.
the Amell brothers are very cute.
Yeah. Did you watch Upload? Although the last season was a little on the weak
No.
side. I think that it's an interesting concept where instead of when you die, you're gone. You get uploaded into like a virtual reality afterlife, and then you live on that way, and you can interact with people, just kind of like we do with Zoom. Interesting. Yeah,
I'll have to look that up. Lucifer the Doberman for 5 Canadian. Thank you. Any woman who would rather get food from anywhere other than a store is my kryptonite. Got to get you a nice Southern Belle, Lucifer the Doberman.
You mean like cook food? Is that what you're saying?
I think like some that will hunt or fish, like Hannah. Like
Yeah,
an
not your girl then.
an outdoorsy girl. She's like, I go to the store. Sorry. Russell Hall for 5. If you try to hide your boobs from the internet will find your butthole.
That's untrue. If you didn't put your butthole out there.
How about you got like logical with it? No, not if you don't put your butt out there.
Yeah, don't put the butt out and you'll be fine.
They're cousins? Really? I thought they were brothers. They look so similar.
Oh.
Wow. Well, thank you for correcting that. This whole
Well-
time I thought they were brothers. I thought that it was Stephen Amell and then the other
Robbie Amell.
Robbie was his younger brother.
Okay, between the two of them, who would you be more into? I think Steven.
Yeah.
There's something super more masculine about him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a little more buff. Raider for 57.31.
Have you ever seen him? I think it's the right one.
Steven or Robbie?
No, is Stephen Amell the arrow guy?
Yeah, Stephen Amell.
Have you ever seen him do? Is it like Ninja Warrior or something? Like an obstacle
Oh
course?
yes.
And
He
absolutely
was so
annihilates
good.
it.
He was so good.
Like, you know the reason why in the show he's on like that thing with the
snake
bar and he's
ladder?
like going off.
The snake ladder.
Apparently that's incredibly difficult, and that wasn't written in the show. They just found out he can do it. Like, well, we've got to show you doing it. So he was just always like this, and they just
where you go to
built
the
this
next
stuff into
rung,
the episode.
and the next rung by jumping up with your body weight. I think that is like so cool. Any human that can do it, obviously, you're superhuman. But
He annihilated that Ninja Warrior. Like it was nothing to him.
It
was wild.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter.
Bread and butter. Thank you, Raider.
Well, that's the thing. You get a lot of people where they take stuff and they're like swell up really big, but they're not actually that strong.
It's not
and it seems like
functional.
he's just fit.
One of the so there was a video I watched like it was an Instagram reel, and you get these bodybuilders who are doing like just exercises in general, and they met a mountain climber. And that's why I think mountain climbers and gymnasts are probably, and kickboxers are the top athletes in the world, because even though they're so small, their muscles can just move so much more functionally than someone who just lifts weights.
Raider says, cannot let Ian get ahead of me. They have a friendly rivalry. Thank you, Raider.
Wait, who's winning?
I don't know. We never know. They know, but I never know.
Like got calculators out and spreadsheets.
JoJo's winning.
You've met Stephen Amell, Gabby? That's awesome.
He seems like a cool dude.
He seems nice. I would meet him at a convention. There's only a few celebrities I'd actually go meet, and most of them are I would consider like B-level, like 90s, early 2000s actors.
We're
He's
gonna
still
meet
relevant.
one, right?
Yeah, we are. We'll post a bunch of pictures.
Yes. I have his signature. Did I ever show you?
No.
I got
you have the comic, right?
American Lawman. Thank you, Gabe, by the way. Shout out to Gabe El Taib for this, because he wrote the comic with Dean. But I had asked him, I was like, hey, am I able to? I'll pay for it. And he just sent it. So thank you.
Oh, that's nice. Justin Martins for 5. Xray Girl's killer idea of putting SS on t-shirts. Why stop there? Maybe red armbands and patches would be a good idea. Hey, on Saucy Saturdays.
9999.
And Andrew, thank you for the 2. Oh,
that's not
can't do
gonna
it.
work.
The dogs will not like that. They're gonna book it
All right,
out of the
I can't
hold
reach
on,
it.
hold on.
There you go.
Air flip up.
Flicked around. He's like, what was that?
The dogs were like, hey, I thought we were sleeping.
Thanks, Mom.
No.
Andrew Matthews for 2.
Dinner
Thank you.
time.
Xray, I DM'd you a clip from Poor Choices on X. So that's what he's referring to. You said something on Poor Choices, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember most of what I talk, but I speak truth. So at least there was some.
I meant what I
truth there.
said. I don't remember
You
what
know,
it was.
I meant it, even I don't remember it. And
The
that's
way
why I
go.
like
was just
that.
like, I trust past me. It's like,
But
whatever I
that's
said,
the
I agree
thing.
with.
If
Past me
you're
is fine.
truthful on the internet, you don't have to regret the things you
It's like,
say.
I don't know what past me said, but past me was probably smarter than present me.
I
It
don't
says
believe
Raider
that.
was held up in what
No,
I
you
like
lose
to
brain
call...
cells as you age, like constantly.
I
Hold on,
see what
Nikki,
you're
I'm
saying.
stuck in
Okay,
a
Yeah,
then
it's
yeah.
like your brain grows until I
I'm
think it's
over
like
here as
22
well.
or something, and then it's just downhill from there.
I'm damaging my brain cells now.
No, it does. Yeah, generally increases the more you drink. Like
I'm out.
It's like thousands of percent more.
Oh my god. Ian says Raiders held
don't
up
like
in
it.
what I like to call the Disparu queue. That does happen. I pull up a super chat and then he goes on a rant.
I'm
you gotta
talking
wait.
about the super chats now.
No, well, I
It's
don't
true.
mind going on about the super chat because I think it brings in good conversations when you do talk about them.
Raider says it's what my tax is for. It's Disparu's fault. That's true.
Raider, you don't have to like.
This is
your-
for now and the next 7 minutes where you talk about this.
Your
Just speak to
state,
you.
where you live, it's taxed based on state, not just federal. Because in Canada, you have federal and provincial tax, which is
Oh.
our version of state, right?
Yeah.
Do you have only state tax, or is it both?
So it depends on where, like me in Florida, there's no federal tax or no state tax? Which one
No,
is it?
you will have
it's-
federal tax. You won't have state.
There's no
tax.
state. There's no state tax for me, which is a big difference
Ah.
because New York State sure has a lot. It's very high.
So what I'm
heard
hearing is I should buy
California's very high as well.
everything in Canada before I go to the States.
Mhm.
Okay. I see you.
What? No, not buy it in Canada because you'll be taxed more than.
No, we'll get
In-
the taxes back because I run a business.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it depends. Yeah, because we can only reclaim some of the taxes. Like,
Thank you. It was
VAT.
called ARC.
Ah.
There you go. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nathan. The movie I was telling you about is called ARC. It was in 2016.
Ah,
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
Trader's got it. Florida, Texas, Tennessee, and Arkansas don't have state taxes.
I had a funny
so plan your
moment
shopping trips.
where I didn't know what NOLA meant. Do you
Well,
know
we
what
have lots of
NOLA
tax.
means?
In New Orleans?
See, I'm so dumb.
But no, you're not dumb. One of my best friends has family in New Orleans, and he went to college there as well. So I know a little bit about.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, if someone
area.
said
So
NOLA
that-
to
I
me, I
wouldn't
just assumed they were
know.
mentally deficient.
I wouldn't know if it wasn't for.
I was like, is
Amazon.
that a mascot I should know about?
Yeah, that sounds like someone's wife's name.
No,
You meant NOLA?
no. So it's New Orleans, NO, and LA, Louisiana. Why
I
would
think
you
this
do
is just
that?
American pigeon.
Because there's also
Nolans.
Nolans.
Nolans. I like
No,
how she said
I think I think
Nolans.
that's just New Orleans with an accent.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
Nolans.
butchering it. Nolans. Nolans.
That's
Oh,
I'm walking
Alaska.
here.
I said Arkansas. It's Alaska. Oops.
Oopsie.
I think it should. I refuse to call it Arkansas. If you want to call it Arkansas, spell it properly.
Arkansas.
Yes. This is why Forza will always be Forza and not Forza. If you want it called Forza, put a T in it. Cretins.
I think that's one of the silliest things. Like the
When you
English
say-
language is so silly for
When you
its
say that,
rules.
sometimes I think you're saying croutons. You
I love
croutons.
Look, they could be croutons as well if they want. Dried bread is still an insult. Floating in.
I mean,
soup.
dried bread and salad is good though.
Yeah,
Don't
croutons
know.
are good in a salad.
It doesn't matter. They're still getting eaten.
He
which
doesn't
is
eat
just
either of
it's
those
good.
things.
No, you think it's good. The crouton doesn't. The crouton's horrified.
Or
I
croutons.
eat chicken too, in steak, in turkey, and duck.
See, I think
Justin
a cow
Martin's-
likes it. The cow's like, yeah, it tastes good.
Yeah, eat the cretins. Justin Martin, thank you for being a member for 2 months. You guys really need Ryan back to decipher these super chats. We're handling it.
Hey, if,
got it.
guys, if you leave comments in who you want as guests in the future, that would help us bring you more guests. Because
Like
yeah,
Tom
leave it in
Cruise.
the yeah. He's on the list. I texted him the other day. He's
Yeah.
up for it. Leave it in, like the comments though, because if you put it in like we'll remember some of it if you do it in here, but if you go back like onto the video once it's over, there's more of a chance that we'll look back and remember it.
because we do have a list of people who we want to get for future episodes, and I think we've done a pretty good job with guests.
Yeah,
but if
and
there's
we have
someone,
we have a few like I'm pretty sure next week we have a guest set, and then our July guest because we only have a guest once a month is probably set too. But you know, we'll,
Yeah. and we want to be a show that's not based on guests, but we enjoy
Yeah.
having the guests.
Yeah, that's why we only do it once a month because it's like fun to have someone on to chat with some of the people I've never been on a stream with. And then we have our regulars like Blabs that's been on more than once because we just never we love Blabs.
Well, Blabs just kind of fits.
She
Like
fits.
it's the same show
She
with Blabs.
does.
It's just with Blabs there.
We
It's
just have
like-
an extra co-host.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, just if you guys remember to put it in the comments like after the video's done so we can make a list of who you guys want.
I
but
see you in the chat, guys. Thank you for
we
the
see that.
suggestions.
We do see you guys. But I'm just saying so that we remember.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, if I could, I
Ask him what it
would.
was
Him-
like to come back from the
Texted him
future.
too. What topics you guys? We might only make one more.
Can we do either the woman that baked
Yeah, let's bring that
Or-
stupid crap up.
or Affleck?
Okay, we can do. We could probably
Not
do
even sure.
both
The
realistically.
woman that baked is like, I don't even know what this is about, and I've probably seen it.
You shared it. The one that
That's
put it in the
why I
group chat.
said it. That's two very human
This
topics,
one.
like marriage stuff.
Oh no, I do remember this. Yes, the woman that set up the camera got all the materials to bake something and then started crying about. It's like, oh come on.
I
So fake.
hate these videos so much because it's like, oh, I need to show on social media how crappy a life I have. So
could
let me
do
just set up
that.
the camera first and then
make some
cry.
cupcakes.
It
I
is
love this.
literally.
This video has a good ending though, guys. If you haven't seen it, it's
Oh, yeah.
not just about this
Yes,
chick.
it
She gets
does.
owned. It does a 180 in the best
She's
way
deleted
possible.
her entire TikTok, by the way.
But because
Good.
she did it to herself. And this is the
Yeah.
thing is like, I hate drama farming. I hate self-pity victim farming. And
Yeah.
she did that. Like, if you post anything, like there are so many things as a mother, doesn't matter if you're single or not, that you can post that people can relate to. But to say, oh, I'm baking cupcakes so that I can make my kids feel better, singing
Oh,
me
yeah.
happy birthday.
This
F
was
you.
I want.
That
I
sounds
wanted-
so ridiculous.
This is I want attention, and I don't care whether it's good or bad attention. She's basically acting like a child. As long as somebody pays attention to me, I'll do anything, even if it's awful.
Exactly. So here we go with this. Don't worry, everyone's gonna be like, "I'm out." It's a stupid
Wait,
girl on
is
the
this
internet. Just
the
wait.
the second video with the comeback?
It
Presumably.
should be. It's 2 minutes long. It's got to be because her whole
Okay.
video wasn't
Yeah,
that long.
like her clip is like seconds, and then it's
Yeah,
him
alright.
responding.
So yeah, this is being a single mom is making your own birthday cake on your birthday so that your babies can feel happy. They are singing for you. No, if you're a single mom, you can have your babies help you make a cake to have fun, and you guys make it a nice little experience. Even if they're like 2, 3, whatever, they can put sprinkles. Like let them be involved in it. They don't care. They don't know it's your birthday
Right.
unless you tell them. Well, another thing, but here this is just absolutely ridiculous, and I just
You
love
know
this
what?
video for the ending.
You know what this reminds me of? All the YouTube apology videos where
Oh,
somebody normally
God.
is in a background with an expensive camera, and then they'll get like a crappy webcam, put it on their stairs, and they'll go,
There's like a spit. There's always like a spit bubble or a snot bubble. Like
"We need to talk," and they're all the same.
What
They
I
get their
said
pet
in
in to try and make you feel sorry for them.
2005.
It's like, oh,
what I said in 2005 is not a reflection of who I am now.
Yes.
I've grown as a person. Please still give me money.
whatever I said
like,
in 2005, I
also
doubled down on
pity
it.
And make me feel better with all your comments and likes in this video because I don't love being a single mother and I hate it.
Please tell me I'm pretty too, because I feel really ugly right now without the makeup and the snot boogers from crying. Okay, here we go.
But
I'm
off you're a
crying the
millionaire,
entire
please
time
marry
I'm
me.
making all these cupcakes. Ah.
So
Anyways.
this is incoming stitch from the ex-husband. She gets
Yes.
owned.
So I've been sent this video a lot over the last few days. People asking my thoughts and my comments on it. And before anyone says, "Oh, you don't know her situation," or you don't know what she's going through, well, I do because I lived it. I'm her ex-husband, and right now I have full custody.
Hope we don't get hit for the stupid music in the background. Oh, there it
of our
goes.
kids.
Okay.
Hey, pause it. Can you read some of this?
Okay, so it says the parents shall follow the school calendar. Okay, it's just where they live. Okay, so it says time sharing schedule. The father shall have all weekday and weekend time sharing. Holiday schedule. The father shall have holiday time sharing with the children.
He has sole custody, basically.
So he has sole custody and it's time sharing.
And you see why.
Yeah. Oh, and then, you know what? That is funny. Real quick, I'm sorry, but Mitchell just pointed this out. She said birthday cake and she was making cupcakes.
Yes. Well, she's
She
probably
doesn't know what
pretending she's
cakes
1 year old. Let's be honest. Like,
I'm
she's
sorry
not going to want to
that-
put 54 candles in that thing.
As you can see, I have all weekdays and weekends, time sharing with the kids, all at holiday academic breaks.
By the way, the way he's talking, he's been crying as well. But he's trying to cover it up.
For
Not
her
her.
to get any rights back to the kids, these are the things that she needs to do.
Okay, what were the things that she needed to do? You might have to rewind.
Let's see.
It was probably get sober.
Oh no, it was
For
still hold
to
on.
Get any rights back.
Oh, right here. So the mother's
Psychiatric
completion of-
examination.
Yeah.
Substance participation.
She has to maintain gainful employment.
Oh, substantial
um,
participation.
Yeah, he
For the
explains it.
kids, these are the things that she needs to do. And yes, child support, she owes that.
That's how much
Yeah.
she owes in child support.
21 grand.
So she isn't even that participant, like participating.
She's not participating
in
at
that.
all. No.
Like if you're not going to do it physically and you're not doing it financially, who are you making these cupcakes for?
TikTok.
Yeah,
It was
she's
for the attention.
Yeah, Ian, there you go.
Well, yeah, no, but it's bad. When you think about how many steps she had to get all the stuff together, she had to line up the camera, she had to check it was framed properly and everything, and then she had to press record and then go, okay, now, cry.
Okay, cry.
And crying on cue, you're either an actor or a psychopath. Probably both.
Well, it did say that
That's
she
the way
needed
it works.
to. It said something about her mental health on there, so you're not far off.
Well, yeah,
I don't
she
think.
needed a psychiatric investigation.
Exactly.
Up to over $21,000. So she's a mother and doesn't pay child support.
And there you go.
There it is.
If you've got a
And she's
mugshot,
a felon, not a felon, sorry. Previously arrested human being.
Yeah, wait till you see why. I don't know if you watch this. Actually, I watched this already. It says what she did. Hold on.
she's probably going to be
But
in
wait.
GTA 6.
There's more. Yeah.
Turned out that it was found that she stole almost $1 million from another guy.
No. No.
Look, I mean, how else do you think she afforded those cupcakes?
Hey,
There's more.
you know
Kate
what?
Batter, isn't she?
At least she's only taken 21K from you,
I
not
do
a
want to know what
million
this
bucks.
picture is, though. It's like
Oh,
circling.
watch.
It's like,
Oh no, he explains
What's
it.
this?
There's more. Watch.
Is that a
Oh, no, I
nuke
do
med
remember this.
scan? It's a nuke
Yeah.
med scan.
yeah,
Mhm.
she's, yeah, I know, I remember now.
These are scans that she would send and post on her page before.
Yeah, we talked
That's
over it. Well,
that's cancer, right?
she faked cancer. Yes.
No.
That's what he says.
No. Yeah,
Like I say, she deleted her entire TikTok after this.
she has
Yeah, he
been
owned
sympathy
her.
farming since God knows when. If she cheated men out of $1 million.
Which is quite impressive, to be honest.
I mean, it's
Like-
impressive, but it's disgusting.
Well, obviously, but at the same time, it's like when you find out that someone robbed the biggest bank in the world, you're like, okay. I mean, it's quite well played. It's like,
I mean,
Like-
that's impressive, but you're still a piece
yeah,
of crap.
I mean, you're still going to prison for it, but
Yeah.
It's
it was quite a
fraud.
good job.
It's fraud. I give women who are at least in like honest work, who do like OF or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Like they're more transparent than that. She faked cancer to get pity and money from men.
Oh, well, that's
That-
my favorite part of I can't remember what it's called. Is it Jack? Not Jack Right? Oh no, the Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise, where he's in the bar and the woman sits down to him and he's like, "I'm sorry, I can't afford you." He goes, "I'm not a hooker." He's like, "In that case, I really can't afford you." And she says, "No, I've told you before, I'm not a hooker." He went, "Yeah, a hooker would have got the joke."
Oh no.
I
And
don't know
the
what else
same
he has
thing-
to say.
Follow her.
Oh,
The
sorry,
same thing
go
was
ahead.
in Westworld, where they were in the bar and she goes, "We're honest, we stick our prices on the door."
Or giving her praise and telling her how strong and how amazing she's doing. Well, she's really not a full-time mom. She barely has her kids. She goes out all the time.
He sounds kind of broken,
and she doesn't even have a job.
I think he's been crying before this video.
She
but he didn't
is
film
really
it.
not
Well, no, but you can tell by his wavery voice.
maybe
Yeah, and the
looking
eyes are a
for
little
inspiration or
glassy.
anything.
Yeah.
For a lot of working single moms out there, and a lot of respect to them. All I just want to say is she just isn't one of them.
Yeah, she isn't one of them. Yeah.
I feel like he didn't want to make this video, but he kind of
had
felt
to
like he needed
had
to.
expose her.
This was a response. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
crapping on him. She was saying that he was the bad father. So he came out and went, "No, this is the way it works." It was like, I don't know if you saw those. There was some woman who I think like has a big social presence or whatever, and like does some articles and things. And she said that her dad abandoned her for it to be a professional breakdancer and stuff. And so he just made a video and just dropped all the facts. And then she came back and doubled down, and he just dropped another video and dropped even more facts with photographs. And she's like, "Oh, we haven't seen each other in years." He's like, "This is in 1999. This is in 2010. This is in 2015." And he just absolutely nailed her on every point. So this has happened multiple times when people make up stories for social media.
Either
And I
that or
don't
he's
like
one of those except for
criers.
people that talks with vocal fry automatically.
No,
I mean, he
see,
could just be Californian. Yeah.
I talk with
Yeah.
a little vocal fry, and I've kind of toned it down for the internet, but like I just don't trust people who turn on a camera and do a
cry?
bunch of different little things and cry for it, because like if you're a single mom, I'm sorry, you're going to prioritize baking the cupcakes and taking care of your kids before you film yourself baking cupcakes and crying.
Did you notice that she hadn't actually made any cakes? It's because there was no children to make cakes for.
We didn't see a final product.
There was no finished cakes. She didn't bother. It seemed like she made the video and stopped, because otherwise she'd just eat them all herself. You know?
Because she didn't have the
fun.
kids. And that's putting a really difficult light on like people who are in single motherhood or single fatherhood for whatever reason that is actually like, you know, not of their own volition.
Yeah, I think he definitely didn't want to make this. You know, he probably isn't somebody that's on the internet, and he's probably shaking
kids.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's probably shaken up because it has to do with the kids, and it's probably really sad for them because deadbeat dads, that's horrible too. But I feel like it's a different kind of hurt for kids, whether it's a boy or a girl, when your mom's not there, because moms are supposed to be the natural caregiver. So it's like when your mom's not there, it's like not only is she not there, but she's going on the internet pretending like she is, and like he's not. It probably has something to do with him. Like he probably doesn't care that she's like making him look bad. It's that the kids are probably hurt because like where's mommy? You know what I mean? And
yeah, she's pretending as if she were there,
and she's not. And she's trying to make money that she's not even giving to him. To help
if she even
kids.
is making money at all. I don't think she is. She's just getting the sympathy and the words from all these random strangers like, oh my God, you're doing such a great job. Just keep doing it, girl. You got it.
Prioritizing women as caregivers goes back to there was the one of the Queen's friends wanted the kids off her husband, and so she basically got together with the Queen. It's like, how can we make the law so that I get my kids? And so they came up with the lie that women are more caring about kids and women are better mothers and stuff, which is why they now default as the parents. It goes all the way back then. But it does mean that because we know that women are the default ones, the only fathers that get the kids are when the mother is so horrifically awful that they have absolutely no other choice. And so the moment you found out, I'm the sole caregiver, you're like, oh, right. It's like, you know the entire story because it is so set against him. The fact that he even has them at all is like, yeah, she must have been in a right state.
It's more believable too. Like nobody questioned it. Not that you need to. Like when you first see something, you don't get any.
Well,
like,
he had the proof with him.
Like,
he was
he
like,
had the proof.
here we are.
Like when she posted the video, of course, automatically people are gonna be like, oh, the guy's a deadbeat, of course, because that's what makes sense. And she's the single mom taking care.
The moment I see any of those videos, I never believe him. I'm like, if this was true, you wouldn't be putting it on the internet.
Yeah, I do think crying videos are more fake than anything, but
there's so much work that goes into making it.
Yeah, I try to look at videos where, okay, without context, sure, it sucks being a single mom, blah, 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 blah. But
she's still trying to get attention, though, like in the bad way.
Exactly. Now you have to think of what brought in the context. Was she divorced? Did her hubby do her wrong? Did she do something wrong? Or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. But that is the missing context. And then when we finally got the context, you're like, hot.
So a better way to go about that. Like a lot of people, which I think it's a smart way. I don't think you should put your kids on the internet at all.
Absolutely not.
But a better way for her to go about that would be like, you know, make it more happy. Like when it's your birthday, and you're gonna make cupcakes with your kids to celebrate it, and maybe you see like their little hand like putting sprinkles or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like a fun
which you should be involving your kids, I think, when you're doing activities.
I'm a strong woman taking care of my kids is what she should have tried to convey.
Like doing that stuff anyway.
They love
like,
it.
Oh my God, flour. Oh my God, I'm gonna put it all over my face or whatever, right? Yeah. But we don't see that at all. There were no mention of the kids whatsoever in that original video.
No, it's just her crying. And I agree with this, Ian. This is me. Crying is the one thing everyone keeps private to a great degree.
I don't think that's true. I think that's true of men.
A lot of people
I don't think
do.
That's true of women.
It's true of me. Maybe I have a guy mindset.
Well,
I've had people that know me for my whole life, and I don't.
It's like Rachel Ziegler. When I remember in one of her interviews, and she said, "I saw my name up in those lights, and I cried my eyes out." But then again, when am I not crying? And it's like she just cries all the time about everything.
Wait, she cried because she saw her name?
She went to like a premiere or something, and she saw her name over in lights.
That sounds so selfish.
Rachel Ziegler is this.
I was gonna say, are you surprised it's Rachel Ziegler?
Well, yeah, but she said she cries about anything, and I've met people like that. They literally, like, if they're happy, they cry. If they're sad, they cry. If they get given something, they cry. If they feel overwhelmed, they cry. But yeah, there are a lot of women that just, because it doesn't have the same thing. It's like men are meant to be strong. So if you're not, that does negatively impact people's opinion of you. Whereas if you're a woman, it's like, oh, it's just a woman. You know?
I cry emotionally at emotional stuff.
And when
In
something sad
stories.
happens, I will, but not in. Thank you. I just don't cry publicly.
But not because I see my name on the screen.
I wait.
Yeah, she said when she saw her name up in lights. I've used
I
that
wait.
clip
I
multiple
wait
times.
until the end of the day and cry in the shower like a real person.
Yeah,
who's
so no one can tell because there's too much
No,
water.
I cry in the rain for dramatic
No,
effect.
and if you
I don't even turn the
cry,
shower on. The tears do it itself.
It cleans everything.
it blends in with the tears. Oh my
I
god!
don't mean no one would cry publicly. I mean it's not something people intentionally do publicly, generally speaking. Okay, yeah, like that.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, if you ever intend to
I
cry, that's a
do.
bit weird in itself, isn't it?
I've
You know,
never
when you
Like, making a
cry,
video and
it makes
intending to
them
cry.
better.
I tried to fake be sad,
The
and it was
salt.
so difficult.
Dia,
We're
not
joking.
stinky. Oh my goodness.
What?
And thank you. I
She is
appreciate the
not
compliment.
stinky fit, but
I didn't even see the text at first. I just saw Zia's
yeah,
fit.
The avatar, though.
Woo. All right. Western civilization for 5. I adopted a puppy and I love boobs.
Boobs.
Live your best life.
Do you want to
That's-
see Rocky's boobs? Here we go. And his
Aw.
pee-pee.
Rocky's so chill and JoJo's like, "Arr,
I love
get away from
Rocky.
me with that microphone.
he's gonna eat
Doesn't-
me again.
Don't bite me, mom.
It's his only survival tactic. Like, it's me or you. One of us must go first.
Wicked cries when someone says pineapple on pizza.
That's justified.
Based.
That's because you're Italian.
Yeah, based.
Cries in Italian every time someone puts pineapple on red sauce
Mhm.
pizza.
And declares war.
The crouton is fulfilling its purpose. Russell Hall for 2. Thank you. Lone Wolf for 10. You said Arkansas the first time. Also, Side Scroll had the same issue, but I figured if you made the S look like light bolts, you were okay. Oh no. Guess Melody
I don't
Mac?
know
Melody?
who Melody Mac is, but I'll
Who's
try to
Melody
get her.
Mac? We'll find her. I'm sure she sounds
For sure.
wonderful.
She must be getting butter from the cows.
That was the side scrollers clip. They were on about, yeah, we could just make it look like lightning bolts. And then they looked at it and were like, no.
That still doesn't
no.
Mark a reality for 2. Thank you. How about Molly Mouse or a decoy voice? I don't know who those
For what?
Guess maybe. I don't know who either of those are.
Mark, DM us that because I actually have no idea who those are.
Neither do I. I'm sorry. We're just kind of bad YouTubers, not trying to throw shade because you know how people are like,
Well,
no, I don't know who that is.
there
We just
are
don't know. There's
literally
a lot.
hundreds of millions of YouTube channels. Like, there are loads.
Yeah,
Hard to keep up with all of them.
it
And
sure is.
like we're trying to like when we think of guests, we think of who would blend in with the weirdness that we bring into this.
Yeah, because like we have
conversation.
friends that we would love to have on, but like we're like, does the vibe flow with everybody? And holy moly, Justin, thank you for the 5 gifted
Damn.
Beta squad, everybody. But yeah, like I said, like we'll remember some of these. We'll probably write it down like in our group chat so we remember. But if you put it in like the comments after this video's over, someone that you'd really like to see will be more. We'll write it down and remember. But thank you guys all for these suggestions. We appreciate that. MTB Steve for $4.99. No one understands the heartache. No one feels the pain. No one sees the tears when you're crying in the rain. I don't know that song, but I know it's a song.
No.
Okay, I should have let this crew sing it.
I only know the songs I'm Dancing in the Rain with the tap
I'm
dance stuff.
singing in
Singing
the
in the
rain.
Rain, yeah. And
I'm singing.
there's an assassin movie where the assassin phones him up and he says something to him. He's like, don't you piss in my pockets and tell me it's raining. That's my favorite
That
phrase.
smells dirty. Ew.
No, it just means like you're lying to me. But I
Raining?
can't remember the assassin movie, but from what I remember, it's a great film.
It's a weird British saying, Ben. I'll piss in your pocket.
No, it's not. It's not a British. It's not a British film.
Just
No?
piss in your pocket.
I'm just so confused by that statement.
I'm sure I could probably find it out. Because I remember it has a scene where I think he's trying to kill his his like assassin that trained him, and I think he like sits with a sniper rifle outside a bank.
Sounds like a Brazilian thing. Sorry, this smells. I'm pooping as I walk in. I don't care.
Oh my god.
Dan. Jason Webster for the 5 Australian. Thank you so much. I agree. Wicked Virtue and Extra Girl are quite attractive. Well, thank
Wicked is
you.
very attractive.
Extra
Not so
Girl's
much.
hot. Oh, stop it. You hot. This Bruce like, I'm not in this conversation.
I'm trying to find out what the movie was, but I can't
Always
find
trying
it.
to find something.
He's like concentrated on something else.
Ian says, I like it in Fallout when Matthew Perry's character says, "You're crying in the rain, Pally." Wait, what?
Huh?
That joke went over my head. I'm so sorry, Ian. Usually I get your jokes.
I've not watched Fallout, so I wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, Fallout was.
I did, but Matthew Perry's gone. He's not in it. He passed away.
You
That's why I
know,
don't get the joke.
Fallout started off
Oh, got it.
better than it
Zeta is
ended.
quite happy with it. I'm not surprised.
Xray, you're hot by default. Exactly.
Uh,
Like you don't like if she was in a game, you wouldn't need it to do anything. You'd be like,
okay,
this is
I'm
good already.
temperature hot. You're right. Thank you.
I'm lukewarm.
Matthew Perry was Benny. Wait, what?
Who, where, what, when, why?
Hold on.
In what show?
I'm Disparu in it right now.
Why?
Disparu.
Disparu.
I can't keep up.
I'm not sure.
He was the guy in New Vegas that shot the player. What?
Oh, he's in
so one of the games.
Oh, he was Benny?
in the game. Oh, I was thinking the show. Okay, I haven't played that, so it went over my head because I didn't. I haven't played 4 yet. So.
Oh my god, I had no idea.
Huh. Okay. I didn't know
Okay.
either.
Okay. I need to rewatch that part because now I have to actually see that.
Find the clip. I'm sure there's a clip on the internet somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
You're fine. I was thinking about the show. I'm like, was that a joke? Because
Well, we
I don't
haven't
know.
played it to the extent that we know who plays which character.
yeah, and I haven't played 4 at all yet. I've only.
Are you kidding me? The movie is called
And-
Assassins.
As
I
soon
couldn't
as you
think of what
said
it was
it,
called.
Andrew got
It's
it.
called Assassins.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Um,
Yeah, with
Thank you,
Sylvester
Andrew.
Stallone.
You know what's funny?
Wait, the
Tuesdays?
Wachowskis. Is that
I thought
they're not the Matrix Wachowskis, were they?
the Wachowski brothers, maybe. Could have been. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
they
you
were. They was the same people.
Wow. Now they're the sisters.
Is it 10? Sherry knows that. I see.
Yeah.
Have you
I got
noticed?
yelled at
Like,
by someone in her chat for
if anything,
something.
we have proved that men make better movies. Like, we've got the perfect experiment running live. The
the
first
one
3
time I
Matrix
said-
films versus Matrix 4.
Oh, there you go. I don't know. Actually, we're always looking something up. No, but I was in X-Ray's chat once, and I was like, "Actually, looks so cute when she's being serious." Someone was like, "Stop simping," and I was like, "Never."
I always simp for all my friends. I love it.
Yes, all my girlfriends, anyways, all the ladies, because we're comfortable in our sexuality. We could do that. We're not gay, even though you guys like to call us lesbians. I don't know about Disparu. I'm pretty sure he does like women, so he's probably a lesbian.
Wow!
Hi, ladies in Disparu. Have a great
Well,
weekend.
all
Thank
I'm
you
saying,
so much,
this-
Zeus Play.
After watching Cutie Cats, like it's enough to turn anybody straight.
Here you go. Here you go, Disparu. This one's for you.
Kick Disparu. He's too sexy for these ladies.
I'm too sexy for this stream. Too sexy for this stream. I'm gonna leave.
Thank you for the 5. He
Oh!
he kicked himself.
He actually left. I'm dead. He actually left. We didn't kick him. None of us kicked him. Oh my god.
Saucy.
He's fucking backstage now. Let me.
He's come groveling back.
Well, you know, I thought someone's going to raise the quality of the stream.
Hold on. I miss Maru. Oh my gosh. Jason Webster for Australian 2. I am for Xray to be the next Bond girl. Oh, I would love it. She could be in like a nice dress with a slip, with a gun,
A
and just be like,
slit?
the
Ooh,
slits,
I
yeah,
actually
and the-
one of my new Hilera dresses has a little slit down the side.
Mine,
So
I wonder if we probably have the same one. We have a problem. Hilera, if you would like to sponsor Saucy Saturdays,
please do. Disparu
Please,
wear
we
something, I swear.
we'll send him a tank top.
A hat.
Sure.
They don't have hats, but you can make a tank top into a cool little hat. You can make it into like
Wore
a
hat.
No,
I
I
haven't
look weird
either.
in a hat.
Really? Do you have any hats?
Yeah, hang on.
Disparu
Okay.
volunteered as tribute. Yeah.
I don't know if Disparu is would
You want us
volunteer
to
as
send
tribute
Disparu
for
a
us.
bikini? I don't think they have bathing suits at Hilera. I kind of wish they did because their stuff is
They
comfortable.
do. They do.
Hmm.
In Tuesday News, if you want me to have one, send me one. Oh, there we go. We have a hat.
Oh, he's got a
The
rebellion
hats
hat.
are never big enough, though. I have a massive head.
Okay.
We're gonna have to take a screenshot and send this to Jay.
Oh yeah, you do
feel
look
like
weird with it. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
this
Take
is
it off.
like the biggest, the last thing, and it barely fits.
You don't look like you have a big head though. Like I've seen your head.
Well, it's just because I have a massive ego. It's got to fit somewhere.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like this look on you.
No,
It's
it's weird.
different.
This is the thing, right? This is what they said about men's fashion versus women's fashion. Like, women can change through outfits and, like, change the whole thing, and you can dye your hair, and everything just works. Men have to build up for it, because, like, it's going to take people, like, 5 years to get used to this. If
Well,
you put a
it's
hat
so
on, you have to wear
true.
one all the time, or everyone will just think you look weird, and then you can never take it off again.
It's like Lee.
It's for
When Lee
science.
wears casual wear, he looks wrong.
Doesn't look bad. I don't think it looks bad. Disparu Spielberg.
He was a skater boy.
Oh God.
He's about
Yeah,
to go to the.
terrific.
You do look like a lesbian now.
He's got pajama
Yeah,
pants
well, here we
on.
go.
He's a college
Yeah.
kid. He's gonna go
Oh
get
no,
beer.
no! Take it off! Take it off, please! No! I don't like it! No!
That's what happens with the rebellion. No, I think there's something
gonna go pick up some
genetically
beer for
inbuilt
us.
in English DNA that because we've never have the sun, so nobody ever wears a hat. It's like physically impossible for us to wear them. It just doesn't
Disparu.
work.
He did look kind of like with the back.
Oh my
A
God!
hat like de-ages you 20 years.
Yeah, you do look like a kid. I don't like it.
Disparu.
I need to go out and do Hassan's bro science.
Cowboy hat. I would love to see that. The judge him in a cowboy hat.
Yes, with
And
cowboy
boots with
boots.
spurs, so I like clink as I walk along.
Sorry about the memes that may come from that.
Yeah,
No,
I'm dead.
Thank you for the 50. Where's Disparu? I'm sick of Hat Man. That's your superhero. That's his superhero alter ego, Hat Man. He puts the hat on.
You know,
you won't
the
recognize
person I
him.
think look the person
Thank you,
I think
Ian.
looks best in a hat is Gary in his bowler hat. Whenever he does his Doctor Who streams,
yeah.
that just fits.
It's a good look for him. I don't think many men can pull off the bowler hat.
They used to. If you go back and you Google like it's on YouTube, like London in the 1940s and stuff, 1950s, everyone, black briefcase, black bowler hat, suit, and when everyone wears them, it just looks good. I'm like, yeah, return to tradition.
You want to read this one?
Bring
Disparu? I
back
feel
the
like you'll like
bowler.
this one. I feel like you'll like this one.
In high school, I changed from wearing black shirts to yellow shirts, and the next day, the kids give me a early.
That's
You
so
can't.
horrible.
Men
Aw.
have to build up to a fashion change over the course of years and decades, and then they can never change it again. It doesn't work.
YouTubers love black clothes. Have you noticed? Look at us.
Well,
The
it's just
three
'cause
of us.
I mean, most blokes just wear black clothes in general.
You know what a swirly is, Ray? It's when you put their head in a toilet and flush it. It's a
Mhm.
bully tactic.
Yeah. I don't think that's nice, but
No, it's not. I just knew Disparu's humor would get a giggle out of that.
Yeah, but
Not
on the other
laughing at
hand,
your
he never.
pain. I'm sorry that happened.
On the other hand, like he just wears black t-shirts now. You know,
Yeah.
he learns.
The trauma taught him to wear black.
It was an educational day.
Yeah, black is
Both
also
for him
cool
and
to me.
everyone else in a
goes
black
with
t-shirt.
everything too. I wear more colors not on stream though, because like I'm in Florida and it's hot too. So like when it's really hot, I prefer like colors because black also absorbs the heat, like the sun. You get hotter if you're wearing like a darker color. So
We don't have that problem here. And I just wear t-shirts.
It's always raining.
Even in winter, like I'll still wear t-shirts. I just wear stuff over the t-shirts. So
yeah. But what's we're nearing the end here, ladies and gentlemen. What do you got going on, Xray? Oh, your trip is next week, so you're gonna be doing.
I'm gonna
trip
be
stuff.
on the road. So if you guys haven't, Wicked and I do have a port. Okay, bye, Jojo.
Like,
we
yeah,
have
let
a
me out of here.
portion on the road.
I love it. Went to
where
jump and went, no, this is high.
We have content. We want to bring you more content. We're gonna do content anyways, but to bring you even more and have access to more, just donate to Wicked's PayPal and say road trip, and that gives us access to more
It's
stuff.
pinned and it's also in my description.
Yes, we have things like Comic Con. No, is it Comic Con? Yes, it's Comic Con. Cosplays, food trips, vlogs, live streams that we want to bring you on top of what we would normally bring you anyways, as well as my favorite, we're gonna go to a zoo.
Yeah, we're gonna go to some random zoo. It's gonna be fun.
Yes, and I will eat Rocky in front of all the animals, so they know who's
Not if he eats you first.
I don't think he will.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. We
He's
have a lot
been
of stuff
licking you for a
planned.
while
and-
now. He's building up to it.
He's a Keith.
But and
I
also
love
thank
dog.
you.
Is a yummy dog.
Thank you to everyone that has already
Fattening
donated
him
to
up.
our road trip fund. You guys are awesome. What do you have going on, Disparu? What videos?
I
Doctor
have-
Who, obviously.
Yes, I have Doctor Who tomorrow. Then I've got Velma to finish. And then I need to do a MILF Manor like summary thing to see how that's been getting on. So it'll be like highlights of so far. Which I just want to see exactly how far they've fallen in just a few weeks. It's the only reason I'm doing the video. So I'd watch it anyway, so I might as well make a video about it.
There you go.
And then the Acolyte. It's all building up to the
Oh
Acolyte.
yeah.
Everyone else is like, oh god. I'm like, this is gonna be great.
I'm
Can't
not
wait.
excited for it.
I am.
Not
It's gonna be way
force
better than
Doctor Who.
Ahsoka ever was.
So I have, what do I have going on this week? Just gaming. There's no pirate podcast this week. So there's just going to be some Wicked's World on Wednesday, gaming streams, and then of course Saucy Saturday next Saturday. No Saucy Gaming though. That's going to be canceled for about 2 months, a little over 2 months probably.
Yes.
And we might have a guest on Saturday. So look for that. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out. I guess let me do a redirect for you
Cruise.
guys. Yeah. Don't tell them.
You knew it. Oh my god! Stop spoiling our secrets.
All right. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.